Wednesday night, regular night, in the room podcast. Amanda Ferreira,
How are
spinning back fist queen here.
Yeah.
Tommy Shea Hood in the room as always on Wednesday night. Amanda, thank you so much. Oh my God, we have sound. Let me make sure we do have.
Make sure you
sound.
got the mic on.
Let me. I see the green working.
Okay.
If anyone didn't tune in last night, I shut my mic off a third into the podcast by accident.
Oh yeah. See,
we
there
got
you go.
it.
We have it.
Yeah, we hear
my
your
mic
voice.
is fucking on tonight. So Amanda, thank you so much for taking the trek here.
Oh, yeah.
Took you about an hour to get here.
Yeah.
First of all, where are you from? That drove you here.
Yeah, I'm from Lowell. I live in Ayer, Mass, though, right now.
Love those towns.
Yeah, it's a small town, one way in, one way out.
Now, how close is Ayer from Lowell?
20 minutes,
Oh, okay.
25 minutes, nothing crazy. Just depends on what part of Lowell you go to.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, we talked before we came live. You do a lot of driving.
I do.
You're all over the place.
I do, yeah.
So let's first tackle that. Gyms that you're kind of all over, because I know you're in Fall River, you're here, you're there, Providence, Pawtucket.
Yeah.
Where do you train out of? Where are you getting all your work out of?
I get a majority of my work with Gorilla Crew out in Tewksbury under Jake Pilla. I'm there probably 6 days a week. My cross training is sporadic here and there, but I'll go to Team Link with Ed Carr, Triforce with all those guys down there, Ty, Dion. A lot of them are down there. So I'm looking at a couple more places to go to too, but I'm also with Rivera Boxing out in Springfield. So that's another hour and a half hike from Ayer.
And you're a single mom.
I am.
So you're doing all. Do you ever take your son to
every
gyms?
day.
Oh, so
Every day.
he's going there.
Oh yeah, he's ready.
So he's sitting on the
He's
mat
ready.
just watching mom go
Yeah.
at it, right?
Oh yeah, eating snacks, bossing people around, asking them to open snacks. So
Awesome.
No
Yeah.
kids
How-
class for him yet?
no, he's in kids class.
Nice.
He loves it. He wants to fight. He wants to wrestle. He's in there.
Those 3-year-old classes, 3 to 5, is something wild to watch.
They pick up on
Yeah.
everything.
Imagine if you started that when you were 3 years old.
I started martial arts when I was 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
So I was just going to
Okay.
say, that was
No
going to be
doubt.
my next, because she said that my guy Jeff from our page interviewed her in the back of the Cage Titans after a fight, and that was one of the questions about, where'd you get your start and what martial arts? Talk about that. You're 3 years old. Where'd you get your start?
I started with Kempo. I started at 3. My daycare was right next to a karate center. So at nap time, all the kids that did karate got to go over and they didn't have to nap. So I didn't want to nap anymore. So I told my mom I wanted to do karate. And it stuck. I was in there for 12 years, got my black belt, took all 12 years. And then boxing, kickboxing, MMA.
So you're part of that crew that starts when they're 3 years old, and now look.
Yeah, it's just their bones
Yeah,
are
they're
dense
done.
now
Yeah,
from
yeah.
kicking things. Like you kick trees and shit like that. Like you ever?
No, we didn't get that crazy.
That
Well,
comes
it's still
next.
time. How old
Yeah.
are you? What, 20?
25, just turned 25.
Oh, when'd you turn 25?
October 10th,
Oh, nice. Nice.
freshly 25.
Nice.
My birthday was September 30th, so not too far from that. But
Mine's
a little
September
older.
15th.
older. All right.
We're all in the same little
Cool.
one.
Loving it.
Libras, right?
Connection. in
Yeah.
this.
I'm a Libra.
Me
Are
too.
you?
I'm a Virgo.
Okay.
I'm that
Yikes.
asshole.
Yikes.
Can you tell? So 3 years old, ton of competitions. As far as growing up watching martial arts or what you were you into, watching that karate, or were you into combat
Yeah.
sports, kind of everything?
I grew up watching Ross Levine and Cass Stigman. They were point fighting when I was still point fighting. I trained under Ross for probably 2 years. Trained under Cass Stigman, who's another great martial artist, another point fighter, world renownedly known in the game, along with Ross. I trained under Cass for probably, I want to say 5 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. How far'd you go as far as competitions and stuff like that? Like when did the karate end, and then you started putting it all together as far as getting the training and becoming an MMA fighter?
I think so. I stopped 13 karate. I think I went right into boxing. I think 14 I went right into it. I took a little bit of a break, had to deal with some house stuff, and then I just kept going. Went from boxing to kickboxing to MMA. So we're here. Never stopped.
Bunch of amateur boxing matches,
2.
smokers and stuff like
2.
that. Okay.
No smoke. I don't think I had a smoker. I think I just
Just
went
jumped
right
in there.
for it,
You were
yeah.
ready.
I was ready.
You had the hands? How was it like not being able to use, I mean, you grew up using your feet, kicks and stuff
Yeah.
like that. How was it just, being just a boxer?
It was different. Like, definitely in, like, the first, like, 6 months, I'd say, like, people would, like, come in to get close, and I was, like, still trying to throw teeps and push kicks, and they're like, no. I'm like, whoops. Like, sorry, you're going to take a couple. You're going to have to
twitch.
take 'em.
I can't help it.
Definitely.
Keeps them strong.
Yeah. Just a little
Nice.
gut check here and there. Make sure they're good.
So boxing,
Mm-hmm.
doing that for a little while. How long were you focusing just on the boxing?
Think about 3 years.
Cool.
And then moved straight into kickboxing. Probably kickboxing, I'd say, probably another 3 years, and then MMA.
Now
Still
the f-
working MMA
the f-
as in kickboxing too.
The first time I met you or seen you training was at Team Link.
Team Link.
I don't
yeah.
know how long ago. Like I'm friends with them. They were like
Yeah.
my first, Nick Alley. Congratulations, Nick Alley, fighting on
Yes.
PFL
Yes.
on the 27th, I do believe.
27th,
Yes,
it's coming up.
yes. So awesome. We'll be talking. I think I'm talking to Nick tomorrow or Friday. We're gonna get an interview with him. So congratulations, kid.
Yeah.
But I
Deserves it.
seen you at Team Link. I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
Like but you were training with Kerry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
How was that? I mean, Team Link is that's a great family coming oriented gym. How was
It
training
was
with those?
great. Yeah, it was great. I think there was like 2 or 3 amateurs in the room. So at the time, JC was punching my head in, Kerry was punching my head in, but it built us. Like we don't take the easy way out. So having a spar JC, obviously he took it down a couple notches, or I'd be sleeping every time. But having a spar JC and Kerry, and even Ed was getting in there here and there. They had a bunch of other guys. Isaiah Abel, he was up there. He fought, I think, once for Combat Zone, but he's a big boy. So it was good. It was a
He was
lot
laying
of work.
it on you there too,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah, so
That's
looking
awesome.
for sweeps anytime we can.
Now we just talked about that with Dan Cormier yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
One of my questions to him was, Dan, the amateurs coming up when they're getting ready to fight, do they train like a pro? Like,
Yeah.
or because the rules are different. You can't use elbows, but are they doing that when they're training? Because of course, they're
Yeah.
doing all that. I mean, they're training exactly like we're training because we're going to use them to help us train. So,
Absolutely.
so do you feel that
Yeah.
that it just makes you already know how to throw elbows or some sort. You can't use them, but does that help you kind of evolve your game?
Yeah, I think that starting throwing elbows now helps in the game later. Unless, like, I know some people don't start throwing elbows until they're ready to go pro, and then you're like, I've thrown an elbow a couple times, but now I'm
First
in
one.
a fight, and now I gotta throw them. But working at like since the amateur level, it's worth it. Start it as soon as you can. Once you know how to throw them correctly, keep throwing them. Obviously, don't land them on your training partners, but throw them.
Yeah, I hear new pros 1 or 2 fights in, they talk about it after the fight with they're like, I had him in that position. I forgot I could throw like an
Yeah.
elbow down,
Sure.
and then the coach was elbow. Oh yeah, I could throw an
I can do
elbow.
that, yeah.
Man, are you? I mean, it's way early in your career, but are you just? Is that something that you salivate over, knowing that you can down the line you're going to be able to throw some elbows in there?
Elbows, yeah. I think I'm itching for a flying knee.
Really?
I think, yeah.
Well,
I think
she's got
one's
that
coming.
background in there.
Yeah, more like kickboxing
Yeah.
style. Get those legs up.
So, all right. So, as far as the amateur rules, for on case 57, can you throw a flying knee as an amateur?
It's
Not to
gotta-
the head, to the belly
yeah,
or something,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
But not to the
But
head.
it's tough, yeah. If you want to throw it to like chest down, it's tough.
Yeah,
if
you're not gonna
throw
go.
it
Yeah,
flying.
you're
gonna-
going for the
gonna land
melon
it.
when
Yeah,
you're throwing one of those.
Definitely.
So
Yeah, how you gonna go for like the gut with a flying knee?
I don't know. I'm
It's
just asking
tough,
a
yeah.
silly question.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and she was shorter than I was, so by like 3 or 4 inches. So I knew if any little height, it was going to the head. It wasn't even worth
So
throwing it.
let's get to that fight. We'll go back to the background and,
Yeah.
and training and training partners. I want to talk about Jake Pillow because I've gone way
Yeah.
back with that. I love
He's a
that
good guy.
kid.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
guy.
he's fucking incredible fighter.
Yeah, he's getting ready to fight.
Yeah,
actually,
I'm gonna
for
get a word
February
with
10th.
him. I'm gonna hit him
Yeah.
up. He's a good
We
dude.
talked to him a couple weeks ago too.
Yeah, he was on before his last fight
Yep.
for Combat FC when he came back. So great interview, great
Fuck yeah.
dude. But what was my question? What was I gonna ask you?
The last fight.
The last fight going into it. All right, so let's talk about it. It was your first amateur MMA fight. You do have one that was out of the New England area. We'll talk about that,
Yeah.
but it's not on paper as counting. but this is your official amateur fight for Cage Titans. Before we get into the actual fight, that's a big to-do.
Yeah.
Walking into Cage Titans.
Yeah. They're huge.
Yeah,
They're
how does that
massive.
feel?
Place is jamming.
Yeah. I've only heard crazy things about it, so I set the bar higher than I think I needed to, so I came in ready. There's no preparation for that crowd to hit you. No matter what you do, it's going to hit you, and you're going to be like, oh, we're here. We're here now. Like, it's go time. There's no turning back, but I've been around that environment so much. Even though karate wasn't big, there was always thousands of people there. So they weren't necessarily, like, cheering for you, but they were cheering. So, like, you got that, like, okay, it's time to zone out. It's time to lock in on the fight.
When's the lock-in come in? As soon as you see the crowd and you go to, or are you, when you're walking down that tunnel to make it to the stage?
I think I lock in at weigh-ins. It's
Oh,
like,
okay.
all right, like, we're here. There's nothing else.
Day
Like,
before.
It's here. We're going.
The
do or die.
process through that, that, like I said, you had another amateur MMA fight. You fought for Combat Zone and kickboxing. So, I mean, kind of the gist of it, walking to the cage and stuff. But, when you walk into the cage, what do you can you hear everything going on? Like you said, you're zoned in. Like
Yeah.
what?
I can hear everything. That Cage Titans walk is a long walk. You walk from all the way up top. You go down.
Yeah,
3
you're walking.
flights.
Now they have the tables, the VIP tables up
Yeah.
there, right? So you walk by people having champagne and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Chris from Caged In podcast,
Yeah.
he was right there in front of me, and like I heard his voice. I was like, I'm not even looking at you.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at you. There was another guy. We have no idea who he is. And he's screaming. He's like, let's go.
I
baby."
heard that on the video.
I asked
Yeah.
Chris, I was like, who are you sitting next to? He goes, I don't know. I was like, well, I don't know who that was because I know nobody from like my section bought table tickets. I was like, so, I mean, he was hyped for me. He got me hyped, but thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
nice.
I have no idea who you are.
That's a great idea. I don't know if that's the second show they've done that on the stage, or this was like the premiere of having the tables up there. But I think it's a great,
It's awesome.
Different
great
setup over
piece
there.
in
So
there. Yeah. What's that?
a different setup over there. So it seems like that could have been one of the first ones. And
Yeah,
They
it just
did the hall pass. So, like, they came in at the same time the fighters came in. So, 4 o'clock.
yeah. So they get it. Yeah,
They
get
like,
everything,
the whole
thing.
behind the scenes. And if you're invested in MMA, I think it's, like, a super cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like
You get to see the fighters warm up in the cage, test out the cage. Like, you get
Have
to see them
dinner or whatever,
always
like,
locked in,
yeah. then you don't have to leave that
In the
perch.
back room
Amanda's
training.
walking right by it to that
Yeah,
cage,
we're right there.
and then you're right there above it watching it.
Yeah.
Someone asked me anything. Cage Titans. We're thinking about moving the cage closer to the stage.
There you go.
Can't lower it though. Sorry, Amanda. Amazing performance. Have you back anytime. There you go.
That's
Cage
what's up.
Titans on the giving you.
That cage is very high. So hey, if you want to think about lowering the cage, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Why was that said as far as the cage
I
being?
struggled on the way out to sit on the cage. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I think like my son was like, "Mommy, you jumped the cage. Was it hard?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah."
Well, as a lot of people were slamming that commissioner who couldn't wait to tell people to get off the cage when they jumped up. Everyone, a couple of
Yeah.
our guys, a couple of Triforce guys fought 2-1, and she couldn't wait to tell them to get off the cage.
Yeah.
I had
It took you a couple of steps to get up that
Yeah.
cage, right?
Oh,
I was
it
like,
was- it was a struggle up. I'm not gonna lie. Like there was I think on the second step, I was like sitting there. I was like, do I get up? Like, am I gonna get up right now? I was like, I gotta. Like, I'm already this invested. I gotta get up now. I haven't seen many girls. I don't know how many girls I've seen jump the cage at Cage Titans. So
Well, there's not many finishes like that, Amanda.
yeah,
you know. But that was awesome
fine.
because when I saw you jump out, because I said, "Oh, she had a little boost up
yeah,
there, a little
I
giddy
needed,
up
I
up
needed
there."
to walk up there a little bit. Yeah.
That's awesome. What was that feeling like? I mean, Cage Titans is very well known for putting those highlights out there, getting that shit out there immediately all
was
over the place.
crazy,
All the
yeah.
angles.
When you hit that, I mean, fireworks. But when you get on that cage and you see, Jesus,
yeah.
I'm getting chills for you.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
It was honestly, it's overwhelming. But at that very moment, after climbing the top of the cage, you're like this fight's over. Like I just did that. Like you gotta let it all out, and it's not just smiles and shit. Like you gotta scream it out. Like it's just all that 6 weeks worth of camp, all that dieting, everything, missing holidays, missing big holidays, actually, Christmas and New Year's. It's all built up, and when you finally get up there, it's worth it.
Nice. Well, congratulations.
Do you remember celebrating like that? Because a lot of people are just so hype.
Yeah.
They say they don't.
Yeah, I remember it.
Nice.
Definitely remember it.
Nice. Where was your
More
crowd?
fireworks.
Was that who you were facing, or?
Yeah, so I had right to my right, I had my whole family. No, I think right in front of me, I had my whole family. I think I had, and then Gorilla Crew was, I think, right off to the other side of my dad, so they were there. I heard them the whole fight. I think my dad was covering his eyes the whole fight, so I did not hear him. Heard my cousins.
Nice.
But yeah, I was locked in. I heard Jake perfectly clear, which is something that I've never experienced before. And he was cool, calm, and collected, so I was able to stay cool, calm, and collected, which was awesome.
Well, before we get to the fight again, let's talk about Jake there,
Yeah.
getting together with the Gorilla Crew. That
Yeah.
kid's a force to be reckoned with, a
He
big
is.
name in New England for, God, that guy's close, another win, contender series for that guy or
Yeah.
whatever he wants to do. How'd you get hooked up with the Gorilla Crew and Jake Pillar? I mean, God, that's a great dude to hook up
He
with.
is. I've known him my whole life. My dad and his dad used to work out at Mill City Fitness in Lowell. It's now Choice Fitness. But Jake would be in there working out, and I was just a little water girl, 6 years old, running around, getting water for my dad, getting water for Jake's dad, for Jake. So I was just kind of like the water girl.
Is that a fight gym or is it just kind of like a
No,
weights
just
gym?
a workout
Yeah,
gym.
just working out.
So they were in there lifting. They didn't have daycare, but it was Lowell, so you just bring your kids
Kids
with
are
you.
everywhere.
yeah.
There wasn't much.
Hanging out in the
Pumping weights
corner.
at 3 years old,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
picking up 45-pounders and
Yeah.
rolling them around.
Yeah. So I think when I first told my dad hey, I want to take it to a different level than karate. He made me wrestle Jake in the back room of Choice Fitness. Yeah, I didn't do very well, and he was like, "See, you suck," and I was like, "No, Dad, this was
Dad.
my first time." He's like,
Why don't you wrestle Jake?
Yeah,
Dad?
And it took off from there. So I've known him literally my whole life.
Okay, I didn't know that connection.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Team Link and all them guys.
Yeah.
They kind of know each other because they all fight. Combat Zone, all up in the north side of New England over there. But yeah, I didn't know that you were that deep with Jake, man.
Yeah.
That's a great
Known my
guy
entire
there.
life, yeah.
He's probably not that much older than you, right? Probably
I
like
think
5
he's-
years.
I don't even know because
Yeah,
I'm
barely.
20. I think he might be 28.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
getting close to, but I think
Yeah.
he might be about 28,
I think
29
so,
years old.
yeah.
So it's not like you were wrestling some adult in the back.
No,
you know?
no.
No, but
No.
yeah,
Still though.
Jake was still kicking my
Yeah,
ass
yeah.
no matter what.
Dude, I saw him. I saw him grappling like a 300-pound dude at one of the seminars, and the guy had him it was flat now. You couldn't even see him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was just shimmying
Yeah.
out
Oh,
of
yeah.
there. He just got out of there.
Get that deep half.
Yeah, it was fucking. I'm like, look at this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was one day in my camp, and he had had me in something tight, and I hip escaped, hip shifted out, and I was like, yes, I got it. And he just turned and took my back, and I was like, Jake, you could have gave me a little bit more of
No way.
a satisfaction. He just started laughing,
Yeah,
and
nope.
he starts ripping up a choke. I was like, I'll just tap now. It's all set.
Yeah, let's reset. Let's start over.
We were talking. It doesn't count.
No.
Yeah.
So I know, Deep Roots. Doomsday Howard is his guy. They got great friends right there.
Yeah.
Do you Sean Graham?
Yeah.
You do some work with FAF?
I haven't. Sean actually came down and wrapped my hands for that fight, so thank you, Sean.
Cool.
Yeah, he's awesome, but it was an instant connection. I'll be down there all the time. As much as he'll have me, I'll be down there. So he's an awesome guy. I can't say anything more about Gorilla Crew. Everybody that they have in there they deserve to be in there, and they don't boast that, oh, hey, I'm a black belt, I'm not going to roll with you because you're a white belt. It's, oh, hey, I'm going to roll with you. I'm going to teach you some things, but I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to be here to strangle you. I'm not here to put you down. And whatever you mess up on, we're going to fix it right after this round. So it's
You're gonna want to come back.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad to see you. You got a lot of great coaches and support around you.
Yeah.
All those names.
Yeah,
My God.
crazy.
They're
Yeah.
tough names to beat.
And there's plenty more. She's,
Yeah.
all around her. So
Mel's doing great. Jake's girlfriend. She's had her first kickboxing fight up at Combat Zone. I know she's looking to get in there again. So she's
who's girlfriend?
Jake's, yeah.
Oh,
Mel.
really? She's fighting.
Mel, yeah.
Really?
She's had her first kickboxing fight.
Nice.
She won. So congrats to Mel. Yeah, she's awesome.
Excellent.
She's a solid blue belt too. she's tiny, but she gives the big boys work at the gym.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, when I talked to, we got to get to that fight, but we got to save it too.
Plenty of time.
Hey, we got
Yes,
plenty
sir.
of time. But as far as training, I know it's real great benefit to train with dudes and guys that's
Yeah.
stronger. Do you have like females that you train with consistently also?
Yeah, Mel and Amber. Amber's a boxer. Hopefully making her way to kickboxing soon.
Nice.
Hopefully. As long as it doesn't interfere with the boxing. There's so many rules that go with that. Like, I know way back, like, if you're a pro boxer, you have to be a pro MMA fighter, even if you have no MMA fights. So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough making that transition. I know she's an amateur boxer, so I think she's just deciding what she wants to do. If she can fight amateurly as a boxer and kickboxer, which I think you can, she'll do it. So yeah, but I have them in there.
Excellent.
I got those girls, so it's cool.
Nice. Well, that kickboxing, is that something that you're going to maybe go back and forth with? You got 2 wins as
Yeah.
was it kickboxing or Muay Thai?
Kickboxing, yeah.
All right.
Kickboxing.
At both at Combat Zone?
Yeah, Combat Zone.
Both of them kickboxing. Is that something you want to go back and forth with, or are you full throttle MMA and that's your focus right now?
If I can, I'd rather just stay MMA. I think, but 135s are hard to find.
Yeah.
So
You wanna get
if they
work.
have a 135 kickboxing fight and I haven't fought in a couple months and I don't have anything planned, I think I would take it. Or just big like pans for jiu-jitsu. If they're around the same time, I think I would take pans so I can sharpen up my jiu-jitsu some more. But yeah. Anything really is in the
Ton of smokers out there too. Is that something
Yeah.
that even Aaron Hughes and all those
Yeah.
guys from Regiment, they're always at Wishes over there in Tiverton, Rhode Island.
Yeah.
They just had one, I think,
Yeah,
last
over
Saturday.
this
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah, over the weekend.
I see I see like veteran amateurs going
Yeah.
in there to get handwork and stuff. I think Randy Francis just fought there last week and
Yep.
he was ready to make his pro debut.
So many
Yeah.
But his
schools.
fight fell through, so he goes, I need to fight. So
Yeah.
he went and fought a smoker.
Yeah.
Is that something that you
think,
might get
yeah.
some work in doing too?
If I can, yeah. I think even going into smokers, I think it's so much harder in a smoker to find a 135 fight.
Oh, is that right?
I think so. I mean, if you haven't fought before as like a sanctioned event, I think it might be a little harder where I have and now this is my first smoker.
Yeah, and I'm
fought
fighting
before,
some
yeah.
woman that
They
just
come at
spun and backfisted someone all over the
Yeah.
internet, and
Yeah.
you got 2 wins as a kickboxer.
Yeah.
So they would have to find you somebody
It would
that.
be a little bit tougher.
So
yeah.
so it's probably even tougher than getting you
Yeah.
an MMA.
Yeah,
fight,
I would
so.
think definitely harder to
Yeah.
find a smoker
smoker,
apart.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are some gyms there that would throw some girl just starting in there against you. Like,
Hey.
literally,
Yeah,
you know,
I
there
see,
are.
yeah.
We got a couple.
Yeah.
But,
You know a couple at
Wishes
Triforce.
and the smokers that I go, they're not like that. They're
Yeah.
pretty well, sometimes one
Even
gets
with
in there,
age,
but,
yeah.
they're usually pretty well. And I could see your point. You're never going to get
Yeah,
really
I mean,
anyone
I'd
there.
be down just to do an exhibition if it means like another female go
Yeah, that'd be
work.
cool.
I know exhibitions you can't really. I know there's like a safe word in there, so
It's
if you start hitting too hard.
Yeah,
Please
exactly.
don't.
Well, I
No,
mean,
no, no.
I've been at exhibitions at Team Link.
Yeah.
Like I did the commentary for when they were doing that kickboxing
Yeah.
show there, and there was a couple of exhibitions there, and saw some guy get kicked in the gut, and
Yeah.
it's over.
Sure.
What an exhibition! Because it gets. I mean,
It does.
you
yeah.
trade if
It's
you
hard,
hit
yeah.
you hit someone with a good shot, they're like, I gotta get
gonna
that
get
back,
it,
and then
yeah.
the intensity goes up.
And then it just starts climbing. the
Yeah, it's
ladder and
nice.
it
I like
doesn't
that.
And then these people have to go to work the next
Yeah.
day. You know?
Yeah, it's usually the pros, like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
coming in there, like the guys.
I've
that,
even seen pros jump into smokers. So.
Sure.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, whatever.
Getting that
Very
work.
nice
I've
happening.
seen a veteran pro
Yep.
with like 9 fights get KO'd,
Sure.
TKO'd by
Yeah.
a kid that had like 2 amateur
Mm-hmm.
fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
That's what those are for.
yeah, it's,
Yeah. To
it
show.
was awesome. I was like, I didn't so much like the fighter that got his, tuned up. I was kind of
Yeah.
happy about it.
Right.
But yeah, it's weird, man.
Yeah, I think like right now, like especially during COVID, I think everybody was so happy that like smokers came out.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So like, hey, like I'll do it,
Yeah,
and like
everyone.
pros were jumping in, amies were jumping
Yeah.
in, people who have never fought were jumping in. They're like, I just gotta do something.
Exactly.
Something to
That's
train.
what jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
was big then, like the jiu-jitsu tournaments that Enigma and all that other
Yeah.
stuff because there was
Huge.
nothing going on.
Yeah.
So that stuff skyrocketed. And I think jiu-jitsu coming out of COVID got a huge,
off.
huge
Definitely.
boost.
Yeah.
Huge boost.
That's why I started, for real.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there was no, I mean,
There was nothing to
Yes.
Trapped in the house all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're just eating so bad, and then
do. Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, damn.
someone
And
come over,
you're
let's
pissed,
wrestle.
so
Let's wrestle,
yeah,
let's
you
wrestle.
want to get your hands on someone. I think it was right before COVID, so I'm at Triforce, so started, shut down, started, locking the door, all that kind of fucking guerrilla fucking training, you know.
I did no-gi at Triforce one time. I like walked out of there and I was so slippery, like I was slipping on my way
Oh, yeah.
out. I was
Just, yeah.
No-gi in the
looking
summer.
at me. He
Yeah.
was like, "Are you good?" I was like, "No, I don't do this."
Yeah.
Like a fish.
Yeah, I don't even bother really with no gi either. I want to put the jacket on and get grips.
I don't wanna get choked out with my own belt. I know it's coming. I know Jake's
Yeah.
in it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He's gonna have it on video. Too.
Just-
It's
just
and
tie
that's
it-
The thing, like we always set up like the GoPro, so
it's awesome.
yeah. The next time I see one, I think I'm just gonna bow out for the day.
Just get a nice box
over
knot
it.
so it doesn't open. Yeah, if you get a nice box knot, it won't come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's get to that fight.
Yeah.
And we'll reminisce a little more and stuff. So, we're in this fight. What was it? Second round?
Second round. Yep.
First round, she had control of you on the ground.
Yeah.
That seemed like her game plan, not to
think
stand
so,
up.
yeah.
Watching her first fight, her debut, I was at it.
Yep.
She came out with
Hot.
her opponent. They came out swinging, which
Yep.
we all love. But I think as her second fight, and knowing that you have that
Yeah.
karate, kickboxing background, let's get this to the mat.
Yeah.
Is that where you felt in the fight? Did you know that going in? That was kind of going to be the.
We knew that it wasn't going to be a standing fight, and that was fine. We drilled jiu-jitsu, get back up, technical stand-ups, everything. Retaining guard was something that I always did. And obviously, retaining guard and MMA fights aren't great. You're going to get rained down on. So I locked in a half butterfly. I had a half butterfly, and no punches were really landing. So
Yeah, it was mostly control
Yeah.
on that time. She didn't do much
I think
posturing up, trying
one or
to.
two, yeah,
Yeah.
one or two landed. I did have good control. I nullified the danger. That was a big step from where I came from. So that was definitely a victory for this fight camp. Stood back up, made a rookie mistake on a jab. She took me down. It was a big takedown, great takedown. But then it just stayed there. I think
Yeah.
it was like 15 seconds. So there's no point in trying to work back up, right? She
Yeah.
had that takedown. Even if I get back up, it's still probably a 10-9 round her, which was fine. So
Great thinking.
Yeah.
Well, are you near your coaches?
Yeah, I was right next to
what,
Jake.
what was going on? What was Jake kind of?
I think there was 15 seconds left. Rez had the timer. So he was like, hey, it's only 10 seconds. Let's stay here. Let's nullify the danger. Let's chill. We'll get back up in the second round.
Going into that second round, you're
Yep.
sitting on your seat.
Yeah.
What's going on there? You know she's going to do the same thing, come
Yep.
back in.
Yep.
What's kind of the dialogue going on right
Yeah.
there?
We were cool, calm, confident, collected. That's something that Jake lives by. So we knew that, hey, she got the first round right. We got to come back. We got to take the second round. And that's what we did. Played my distance, had 3-4 inches on her. I think we had the same reach. But she had to get in to be able to get where she wanted, which was fine. You can get in. But I think we circled like 3 times in those 50 seconds. And I think I literally just threw a jab, inside kick. And I was setting it up. I knew where it was coming. She chased hard on that last little roundabout. She came in twice, just throwing a naked inside leg kick. And I saw it on the second one. She didn't bring her backhand back up. And I was like, all right, here we go.
Hey, that's split. I saw her. You saw that little, and boom.
Shane grabbed my shoulder when it was happening and fucking yanked me, and it happened, and he called it.
It's. What does that feel like? What'd you feel when you landed that? I would imagine you try to pull it off in
Yeah, we have
a little less intensity, but
Yeah.
you've tried to pull it off in practice.
we have actually that's the thing. I didn't hit it in sparring. We didn't even have it until the week of the fight.
You just started doing it.
Hard to
Kinda
hit it
like
on your training
fucking-
partners, right? You're not
Yeah.
really blasting
We're
Yeah,
your
not,
friends
exactly.
with it.
trying to blast them.
Yeah.
We had a couple different options of where that spinning back fist could go. If you turn around, you saw her hands up, go to the body, it's gonna sit her down. It's gonna sit anybody down coming around that fast. But I turned around, I saw her hands were down, so I disconnected, and I took a step back, and I was like, oh, it landed, and Jake's like, fucking
Get
go,
on.
just
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
I was like,
Could you hear that?
yeah. He was like, oh, like I have a awesome POV of Jake's like reaction. Rez was filming as well.
Yeah.
Filming him?
No, filming me in the cage.
Yeah.
But he was right behind Jake. So you hear every single,
Is
like,
that
every
right?
Jake's word.
I love to hear that.
Everything. It's awesome. It's probably my favorite video that I have.
When you landed it, could you feel like the thickness of it, or did
No.
you just?
I never.
I mean, did you see did it hit? Did you see it actually land? To the melon.
I saw it land. I saw it connect.
You knew it was clean.
Yeah.
I knew it was clean, and I stepped back, and I was like, "Oh shit, I gotta go."
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
she posted back up, and I was like, "No."
And when you did that, when you
Finished.
ended it, we had Shane over here, and he was giving you major compliments about hammer fit, how you were hitting both sides of her head there. Started with hammer fist, come over like that. That's great coaching. That's drilling right there, to have that instinct to just jump on her. Like, what's the feeling when you're jumping on her and you can feel that finish? Like, what's that feeling? Did you feel the end? Did you feel the end coming there?
I didn't know. I went one hand around the hip anyway for hip control in case she wanted to sit up so I could jump to the back. But I didn't realize, like, oh, this is finished until the ref came in. I was like, oh, shit. There it was.
And you took 2 steps up the cage.
Yep. More like 5, but we'll call it 2.
Someone gave you a
2.
10-finger boost.
Yeah.
Now,
Jake and Rez definitely needed me in there so I could a little jump up.
bring in the stone.
Yeah. It would have been nice.
Now, during this fight,
Yep.
their coaches, their team, veterans of Cage Titans, their guy won, defended his title that
Right
night.
out there.
Could you hear what was going on in their corner, or like, were they, I mean, they knew they win in the fight in the first round.
Yeah.
So nothing going on with them. When you landed that, could you hear anything from them, like yelling to her or anything like that?
No, I didn't hear anything. I was zoned in on Jake. I was zoned in on Rez. Even Larry was back there. He's my boxing coach. But Jake had the control of, hey, I'm gonna talk. Like, I'm gonna be the one that handles it. But I didn't hear anything. I really didn't hear anything until when I got back to my phone. I was
So would you like? There was, of course they're going to be not happy with their fighter not winning the fight. They want to give them every chance possible. But they were saying, a little early stoppage as far as you're letting the dudes in there take punishment. In my eyes, I mean, she got punished a little enough for me.
Yeah.
Second amateur fight as far as you know what I mean. What was being said as far as that, and team for team, your team, and what are you hearing? That you might want to, squash that or whatever.
I mean, I think as far as from my team, I think it's gonna be the basics. My team says it's a great stoppage. Her team says it's a shitty stoppage.
Always.
I think that's just how it goes in the game. But you gotta do it with class. It's tough. Being on the opposite side of losing is tough, but I've been there. I mean, I fought a beast in Chicago, a straight tank. All I said was, you got to put your little post-fight, like, hey, like, didn't go my way, but I appreciate all the work, all my teammates, everything. And it's tough. Like, it's tough to make those posts and sit there and be like, yeah, I just got my ass kicked.
Taking a loss sucks.
Yeah, taking a loss sucks, but it's what it makes you the fighter that you are. And I think taking them, not being able to take them and accept them only hurts you as a fighter. I think it hurts you as a fighter. I think it hurts your coaches. I think it hurts everybody. So it's tough. It sucks, and especially when it goes viral. But you got to handle it with class.
Is everything has died down now. As far as you staying active, what's kind of next for you? What are you looking to do? I mean, we got it's opened up. You had
Floodgates are
quick
open.
fight, quick finish.
Yeah.
The beginning of the year, tons of cards coming up. Cage
Yeah.
Titans got another one in March. You got Combat FC, Combat Zone, where you have a couple of fights. You have options here. What's
I do,
What's your
yeah.
timeline as far as getting back in there, and what are you looking to do?
I did just start a new project at work. So unfortunately, I don't have any vacation days until January 1st of next year. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be fighting. I'm on this map, and it's my year. But I probably will take a little bit of time off till April because we have a 90-day period where you cannot take days off or you're in the can. It's a tough
working
project.
life sucks, man.
Yeah. I work for Mass Health, so it's a tough job. There's a lot that goes into it and a lot that you got to be like very hands-on for. So the first 90 days in a new project, you can't take any days off. So April, anytime after April, late April, I'm game. I'm ready to go.
I'm glad to hear you have a great career there,
Thank you.
doing your thing, working hard, and like we said, you have a
Yeah.
little one at home
do,
that you're
yeah.
doing. You're busy. Who I would imagine your family
Yeah.
helps out
Yeah, I have a
tremendously
great-
here. What's their they grew up with you fighting.
Yeah.
What's their thought on this MMA and
it's never easy.
You said your dad had his eyes
Yeah.
closed probably the whole
yeah,
fight.
yeah. I was gonna say your
Did
dad.
did he do that during the karate days? Dude, this is the guy that put you against Jake Pillow wrestling,
Yeah.
is it not?
And
that was close
what do you
Size.
expect, Dad?
Yeah.
All right, so talk about
my
about
dad-
the nervousness
yeah.
from the family.
So like my dad's fiance is obsessed with it. She loves it. My whole family is super into it. My aunts and uncles, like, I gotta like bribe my aunt to like stay in her seat or like she will like jump in the cage. I'm like, hey, listen, like we have to have a pre-fight talk just for her to stay in her
She
seat.
could do that at Neff. Neff lets you kind of like crawl on the cage as far as fans. Nothing wrong with that. It's good stuff. But
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Fight Club over there.
I think my aunt would literally like climb like she might not get up the cage, but she's gonna try her damnedest to get in that cage.
Nice.
But yeah, my dad, like, even though I did karate my whole life, like, after my boxing fight, he was fine. Like, he came to that, my first boxing fight, and then that was it.
That's it.
Yeah, I came home with a broken jaw from Chicago. He was like, "You're never fucking fighting again. I'm so done."
Yep.
And then I walked back in the gym like 2 weeks later, and then I came back with like another fight. I was actually supposed to fight on that NEF card in November. He was like, "Okay, you're fighting," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess it doesn't mean
This is
anything."
how we're going forward.
Yeah. But getting ready for his Cage Titans fight, he's a police officer, so his days off shift. So he ended up having the day off. And so my dad's fiance was coming, the rest of my family's coming, and my dad's fiance like pulled me aside. She was like, "Hey, your dad has the day off." And I was like, "Oh, he wants me to ask him to come?" He was like, "Well, he thinks that he's going to make you nervous." I was like, "No, my dad makes himself nervous. Like, there's no making me nervous. My dad makes himself nervous." But yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know if he opened his eyes at all.
It don't matter. Well,
I wouldn't.
it doesn't matter
Yeah.
because he's seen it all over the
He's known Jake his whole life, and like like at Cage Titans, you have to walk back up that big walk. So like I see my dad's waiting for me upstairs, and like he like gives me a hug, and then he like looks at Jake, and he was like, "Oh, my name's Jim." And Jake was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now? You're like, you've known me my whole life." Like, wait. He was
That's
like,
funny.
"I didn't even know it was you." I was like, "Oh my God, Dad, just
Just sit down, Dad.
Go have another drink. We're all done here."
That's
He's
funny.
having a good time. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
He's
he's-
stressed. If I was watching my daughter fight, my God, my daughter's gonna turn 21 on Friday this week. So
Happy birthday.
yeah, happy birthday, Mia. She's not watching this.
Happy
Raiden,
birthday.
Raiden is 4 next Thursday.
Oh, amazing.
So happy birthday,
Oh,
Ray.
happy birthday, buddy.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
4 is a good age.
4, yeah.
Yeah, that must have been tough getting ready for this fight. You talked about, missing stuff, getting
Yeah.
ready for. You got a young one at home
Yeah.
for Christmas and stuff like that. I mean, I'm sure, he didn't miss a trick as far as everything for Christmas, but your mind is kind of
Yeah.
focusing on other things too.
Yeah.
That must have been a tough one for you, right?
I think like tapping in and like being there for Christmas, it wasn't a big deal. But like when fight week came, I was like, all right, like I love you, but like it's tough to be around you. Like I'm trying to tap, and it's tough. Like if you don't have a kid, like you don't understand being in the fight game. But it's like I love you, like I want you here, but you're screaming over nothing, and I ate 57 grams of walnuts for my snacks. So
Yeah, I could.
you're gonna have to go.
You get on my
somewhere
nerves
else.
when I have a turkey.
You're-
Never mind
you're-
just
you're-
walnuts.
Yeah.
You're juggling a lot of stuff: the career,
Yeah.
parenthood. So,
Yeah.
how does he feel when he sees you getting punched in the face, things like that? Does he understand?
Does he
it?
understand that?
Yeah,
or
he gets
he's
it.
at the
Yep.
gym all the time, seeing you do
Yeah.
that anyway. So
Yeah,
right.
no. I mean, if I tell him no, like he's in there. hey, Jakey, my mommy told me no. Can you beat her up? And I'm like, okay, here we go. He loves it, though. He wants to fight. Like, he loves being in that environment. He didn't even care about the finish, actually. He just cared that I jumped the fence and that I did, like, heart hands.
Was he at the fights or
No.
watching it? Or
I think he was watching it,
Got it.
yeah. So he was just happy I did the heart hands.
Yep.
That was his big thing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, amazing. I love that story. Yeah, that's a great one.
Awesome. I got one question. I want to ask you a couple of questions
Yeah.
about dudes that reach out to me on Instagram. No, not the perverted dudes, because we'll
That's what
talk
I
about
thought
that
too.
too.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
But
I
this
can
is
only
going to lead
imagine.
into it.
Oh,
I think
God.
this will lead into it. So, the dude from Fighting Now
Yeah.
on Instagram, he
Yeah.
handles it seems like all women's MMA.
Yeah.
Focuses on that.
Yep.
First, before I ask his question to you, do you know, how do you associate with, he's high on
Yeah.
you, keeps
Yeah.
reposting
he's-
stuff for me. How
he's
did
great.
that get done? How did you get to know him?
He just posts like the fights that he sees. So like if like, oh hey, Fight Card Entertainment like dropped my whole banner with me and Olivia. He followed both of us and it took off. I think I was following him a little bit beforehand. I think I might have been following him since I fought Cameron Powell. But I mean, honestly, he's been nothing but great for me. Like, he shares all my stuff. He'll check in during fight camp. He'd be like, hey, how are you doing? Like, I hope you have a great day.
I think he's from down south.
I think
he has
so,
that,
yeah.
the accent
Yeah,
from down south.
He's the sweetest. Like, I've never had any problems with him. I don't know anybody that really has problems
Yeah.
with him. He's always posting out girls' content. But
Yeah. So
he's awesome.
It's funny. So I'll ask you the question in a minute. But he reached out to me,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh man!" And I saw that he shared, reshared
Yeah.
the story. So I checked him out, and then I had a conversation with him. We were going back and forth. So I turned him onto his page onto Lars,
Yeah.
and the guy, they can't get off his page now.
Yeah.
They're like,
Oh, yeah.
they're on his page.
Nice.
I'm like on everyone's page. I can't just focus on that. But
Yeah.
they're all over
Yeah.
it. He's got a great page. He's got like 5,000 or 6,000 followers on his Instagram.
Yeah.
He's doing, and he actually interviews too, I think.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did an interview with him right before Fight Card. Probably June, July, yeah. It was great. He does great interviews.
Yeah,
as
he
well.
does. He's very enthusiastic,
Yeah.
passionate, and he's got a good thing. He's got a good lane.
Yeah.
So great
He's
for him.
got, like, he has Taylor Sterling following him. He has
nice.
a couple
Yeah.
UFC girls. Like,
Yeah.
he's got the support. I mean,
Great.
he's great. I mean, by the amount of girls following him.
I'll
I
keep
don't think-
talking with him.
Yeah,
I
he's
like
a-
the dude.
he's a great
so
guy.
his question to
Yeah.
you is, I asked him, do you want me to ask her something? It's not. He goes, just ask her how it feels to become such a badass. He goes, and tell her that I said that she is an amazing soul and one of the hardest working fighters you'll ever meet.
Thank you.
That's-
He's so sweet.
So
That's a
whatever
nice
you
thing.
said, everything you said
Yeah.
about this kid is right on point here.
Yeah, he's awesome.
So how's it feel to be a badass? And I would imagine from that
question.
highlight finish, how does that feel? And then we'll get into the blowing up of your messenger and how you've
man,
become
yeah.
a sex symbol around the country.
Yeah.
So
It's
all right, so
crazy.
talk first answer. How's it feel to?
I think like a lot of people think like it's so cool, like it's so fun, but it's overwhelming. Like your shit taken off, and you're like now you have like all these people like messaging you. Like I have promoters hitting me up, like promoter from Canada. He's super cool. I was talking to him before even getting this fight. So maybe you'll see me in Canada.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, he hit me up. He was like, congratulations. Like all these promotions that hit me up, all these people are hitting me up. Like people I don't even know. And
Vultures.
It's like, wow. Like I love the support, but it's like, shit. Like I need
Yeah.
my phone to calm down. Like it's a lot, and I don't think people like understand that side of it either. Like people get mad like when you don't repost their stuff or share. And
Yeah.
it's like. It's
You're,
not
you're working here, you know?
It's not intentional, but like when it calms down, like I definitely get it. Like I will always share whatever's shared to me, but it's a lot. Like when I went back to my phone was literally dying just from my phone just like pinging in with notifications. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god
See
oh my
that
God.
that's one thing I never do. I never ask a fighter like I share that. I don't. Why didn't you share it? Like
Yeah.
I will never go to the fighter and say it's more on the promotion that
Yeah.
should be sharing it.
Of course.
Fighters, they always share your stuff. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But yeah, I'll never go to a fight like if they didn't share a certain Instagram thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
I throw up stuff. I don't imagine.
Put it all up. Promote
Yeah,
everything.
people-
Do it all.
Yeah.
People
but-
in the fight game, they don't get it. Like I told, like, after my last fight, not last fight, but with Carolyn Powell, like, I had people like, oh, I'm going to Soho, just meet me there. And I'm like, well, my team's going to the GOAT, and, like, I have family going to the GOAT. They're like, oh, so you're not going to come to Soho? And I'm like, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just abandon my team and be like, oh, thanks for getting me through camp, but fuck you, I'm going to go do what I want to do now.
We
Like,
got a schedule.
I made that win with them. Like, I want to make that win with them. And if you want to come and, like, be a part of it, absolutely, you're more than welcome. But this is where I'm going to be. And it's tough. Like, it's tough juggling, like, the amount of people that want to hang out with you, which is cool. Like, Cage Titans does the after party on the wharf.
Yep.
So it was cool that, like, everybody's invited and not just, like, oh, it's not just for the fighters.
Yeah,
So
excellent.
it's cool. Everybody can meet in one place.
So let's talk about, well, you're, I don't want to say a sex symbol, but you're now a pretty woman, and you just had a viral KO.
Yeah.
You mentioned to me that, people are, there's
It's weird.
rough people out there, isn't it?
You're
Rough,
definitely getting some weird ones,
crazy
Yeah,
people.
yeah. Yeah.
Nuts.
It's, yeah.
People are creeps. It's
A lot of
unfortunate.
blocking
Yeah.
going on. And then
Like, I made my
like-
page public too, so it made it even worse. And it's hard because, like, you want your stuff out there, but at the same time, like, you don't want these messages, so you're on private. But then, like, having, like, yourself on private, like, kind of shuts you off to, like,
Yeah, to everyone.
like, big, like, MMA fighting.
Exactly.
Like, it's tough. Like, you want that, like, your credit for your video and your highlighting the work that you put in, but when you're private, they can't tag
yeah,
you.
and like tagging, they
Yeah.
can't reshare
Repost
that,
on
and then you'll get
stories.
tagged
Yeah.
in that and
Yeah.
stuff. But I totally understand. Like, mine's all public,
Yeah.
everything.
I just
So
made mine public.
everything. So
And
then
sometimes
people-
you're gonna block people like Steve Domenico,
Yeah, I
Ambassador
block
to
myself.
Fighters.
I
You know
blocked
what I mean? These
myself
guys,
before.
these fucking guys.
I've
you know?
blocked my burner page for
Yeah,
myself.
exactly. Block yourself.
My
Yeah.
2 burner pages.
It's weird, like, oh, like, will you exchange content for Cash App? And you're like,
my God.
like, come on.
Yeah.
If I did that, I would have an OnlyFans, but I don't.
Yeah.
And I never will. So
You say
You got a
things
great
like,
career,
Yeah.
and
I have a job.
and if
like,
only if you
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
have
good.
self-respect and integrity, you might be making thousands
maybe
of dollars.
maybe a OnlyFans, just punching dudes in the head and kicking
Yeah,
them.
like,
you want to see that,
way back, like, when COVID first came out and OnlyFans first came out,
Jeez.
me and Nick JC Alley, we were talking about only hands. Like, it was going to be like a whole fight team. and
That's
it's like,
pretty
not-
good.
not
Oh,
so
whoa.
only hands, yeah.
That is $1
Yeah.
million idea right there. You should
It
cut
is.
that and
It
take
is.
it.
Yeah.
Only,
Don't
like
take
only
it, though.
cans. Yeah, I'm not gonna
He'll
take
No,
come
it.
we're
down
not
to
going to
beat
take
you up.
it.
No,
It's
you're-
set
that's yours.
now.
Oh,
It's
no.
yours. I can't take that.
SJC's, I don't think I could run
I might
it,
make a
but
meme with it, but I
Yeah.
ain't stealing it on him.
Yeah.
Only hands. That's awesome.
He
That
was
is good.
ready to, like, send it. Like,
Dude, watching Team Link and stuff, like, they're a fun group. I mean,
Yeah.
they were, like, I don't know how long ago, it might have been during COVID, they were doing, like, dancing nights
yeah.
with,
Oh,
like, the
man,
lights during
yeah.
Sheesh.
watching fucking Nick Alley swinging and, like, moving his ass and
yeah.
shit.
Isaiah was up there, too. And, like, you're in the middle of rounds, like, middle of, like, vicious ground and pound rounds. The lights go off, the disco ball goes on, and you're like, oh,
Fucking
shit.
Distracting. I've heard of people
Yeah.
doing.
Like, you, like, look up to, like, see them dancing, and then you're like, your head's getting punched, and you're like, oh,
You're laughing
shit,
and getting
I
punched.
gotta cover up, yeah. It's tough.
Like cosmic rolling, I've heard of people doing, kind of like cosmic bowling, where the black lights and the strobe lights
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that's pretty good.
the smoke machines. Usually good for the kids.
Another name I want to throw out
Yeah.
at you, because I saw them giving you shout-outs. Two Fight Brothers.
Yeah.
Are you, is that a management company?
I'm managed by them now.
You're managed by
Yeah,
them.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
One fight amateur.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 3 fights.
Yeah.
Kickboxing.
Yeah.
When did they manage you before this, after? Like, how'd this come about with a manager, and without your first MMA fight?
So they had managed me after this fight. So once this fight took off, everything that happened, they had sponsored me going into this fight. So I'm grateful for that. They're great guys, always taking care of you, making sure you have everything you need, mentally wise, everything. But then after that highlight reel, in came the management. They're great. They don't ask much for me, so it's awesome.
They do it well. That's what management is
Yeah.
for. You
Yeah.
fight. They basically
They
do
handle it
everything
all.
for you.
Yeah, that's all I need.
Are they from Connecticut? Where are they from? New York, Connecticut? Where, or you don't know? They're just ghosts.
If
They
he's
just
in-
show
yeah,
up. Were
they
they
just
at your
pop
fight?
up.
Were they
yeah,
at
they were.
Really?
They sponsored Giannetti too. I think they manage Giannetti.
Okay.
And sponsor. Not sure. Don't quote me on that. But they do Sofina. She's an insane little grappler. I think she's 10. Super Sofina. That's what
Okay.
they call her.
She from Connecticut? Like, not.
Rhode Island.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do they have her on that Cage Titans stuff?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
She's doing
Just grappling
pro
kids.
grappling, pro level.
Oh,
grappling.
okay. Oh, that's in.
She's right
West
now.
Mass.
She's top 5.
Really?
Yeah, she's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I was just, like, rolling with her because she was up at the gym. I was, like, rolling with her, and then she, like, started passing. I was like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
Top
Like,
pressure and
straight-
shit.
She's
Yeah.
just 10 years
And,
old.
Yeah.
I'm
You're like, oh my God.
man,
Yeah.
let me just push her off. Let me just skyrocket
Yeah,
her
yeah,
real
yeah.
quick.
It's like,
Didn't
fuck,
even
man,
work.
this thing's locking in on
Yeah.
me. What is this thing?
You're like, wait a second, I can't
Choke-
fucking breathe.
Yeah, a choke's coming up. She's
Yeah.
10. Like, oh.
Yeah. Not letting go of
She's
that
crazy
collar.
Good. Yeah.
Excellent.
Armbar Owen, he just got picked up too, and I think another BTT Taunton kid got picked up.
Oh, nice.
Who else? Brett Casey's over there.
Yeah, Brett Casey.
Yeah.
Brett's my guy.
Yeah.
He's a big talker there.
Yeah. Oh,
He
yeah.
ain't afraid
does
to,
it.
say
He's
it.
not afraid for anybody.
No.
I don't think that New England MMA fighters, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, all that have a problem with the shit talking.
No, not
No.
at all. That's Pat Casey's cousin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we manage Pat Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's no
And-
stranger to shit talking.
What's that?
He's no stranger to shit talking.
Well, Pat Casey's more of a confident. Like, he doesn't
Yeah.
demean
Yeah, I
people.
wouldn't say
He's
shit
He's
talking.
more of a fuck with me kind of guy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Brett's just ready to
Fuck
fight
around,
her.
find
Yeah,
out.
Brett was like, I'll
All
fucking
angles.
fight everyone in this room right now. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck.
Yeah, he's ready to go on all angles, all 24/7.
Yeah, when they were training, when they were full throttle there, when Lincoln,
Yeah.
where is that? Fucking way in Western Mass or whatever.
Ludlow?
Was Ludlow.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
there's-
guys. I hung out with Brett a couple of times
Yeah, he's a good dude.
at Pat's fights and stuff like that. Yeah, we have a good time. He's funny, man.
He's at Rivera's boxing too. So, Rivera posted me up. He was like, "What are you doing around here?" I was like, "I'm just training." He was like, "Oh, I go to Rivera's too," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
He's like, what are you doing around here?
Yeah.
I was driving home from Boston one day. I don't know what I was doing in there, but I was driving home. All of a sudden, I had like beeping on the side of me. It's Brett Casey with his buddy in like
Yeah.
in this fucking Mercedes or something. I'm like, he's like, oh, fancy meeting you. I was like, what the fuck are
On
you
the
doing
road.
up here? He's like,
Yeah.
don't worry about what I'm
Don't
doing
worry
up
about
here.
it.
He's like,
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
worry about it.
Yeah, yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah,
He is funny.
He's got a
Yeah,
little
he's I think 2 fights into his amateur career.
Yeah.
The last one, the guy laid on him for like, well, it's tough. There was no the
There's
the
no
amateur
ground and pound.
rules sucked there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was no ground and pound at
Nope.
all.
No.
Nothing. So
It's
there's no
terrible.
chance to escape in one of those.
No.
And then when Brett was on top, I couldn't do shit to the kid.
Yeah, Brett.
You know what I mean?
Brett just ended up like every time he took him down, he was like, "No, just get back up.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
doing
pound
this.
you, fucking
yeah.
kid.
I'm not doing this."
Yeah, he's got some hands, Brett does.
Yeah.
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 Nice. Can't wait to see him. He's a good
He's a good
talker,
dude,
so
yeah.
he's
Yeah.
gonna go
I'm
somewhere
gonna
with
try
that.
to get down there. I think he trains at Grizzlies.
Yes. Grizzlies
So
wrestling.
I'm gonna try to get down there, get some work in.
Yeah, they have
See.
a couple of guys that I
Yeah.
think are fighting on Combat FC.
The 19th or something, right?
I forgot
10.
his name. The kid there that was the champion for Cage Titans, the amateur there, and now he's making his pro debut for Combat
Joe.
FC.
I want to say Joe or John. I think it's a J.
They're gonna hate me for
They're
this.
gonna hate me too. 'cause
I'm
calling
gonna
him
look.
Joe,
I'm gonna get
John,
an interview with
whatever.
him just
Probably
for that.
James or something.
But he won.
Yeah.
I think he won the Cage Titans bantamweight amateur title. He'd
Yeah.
been off fighting for a long time, and then he came back, and he had like 2 fights in a row, and the second fight was,
I know who you're talking about.
yeah, I
I
just
want to
can't.
say it's like Joe or P or
You
something
know what
like
I'm
that.
gonna do right now?
Google it.
I'm gonna fucking go to Combat FC and
Yeah.
look up this because I
That's a good card Combat FC's putting together.
Yeah.
I'll be doing a fight companion.
Yeah, we're doing that.
Are you going to that con? Because Jake's gonna be on that.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. I'll be there. Raiden will be there.
Sahib from.
So-
Sahib,
Yep.
yeah,
So
Sahib
now-
will be
Yeah, I was
there.
training with him
Let's get
tonight.
to that. Jake is getting ready for the fight. How does how does that? Now it's the things have reversed now.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of helping him get ready for a
Yeah.
fight. What's that like? Watching your coach get drilled and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Like you just were last month.
Yeah, I wish I could say like I beat him up. No, it still looks like my fight camp out there. But he's ready to go. He fires on all cylinders all the time, so he's ready. He's definitely ready.
That's a major card.
Yeah.
I don't see his name here, but Romero, is it?
I know Cage Titans.
There's a
him.
ton of fights on
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, we're gonna be sitting in here watching that.
Yeah, we're going to be here for, well, it's Fight Pass, so not all of these
Yeah.
will be on that, which is cool. But we're going to miss a lot of the amateur fights.
Yeah,
That
there's
sucks.
gonna be a lot of good undercard fights.
I think that's
Kylie
Sahib, right?
O'Hearn's on this card.
Yep.
She's pro, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's great.
Oh my God! Look at
I
all
think
these people. Let me look
125.
up. I'm gonna look up Grizzlies wrestlers because maybe I could. Oh no, you know what? No, I can't. Rafael Romero or something like that. I think his name is. I fucking can't think of it. But, I'll give him his due. So, how'd you celebrate after this win? They had the after party.
Yep.
Your parents and family. Anyone from there go to the after party? Go hang out after?
I think they went and like hung out, but I was still at the fights. We were still watching the fights, drinking over there. So they went home pretty early.
The wharf gets pretty packed.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does. You
Yeah.
can't
It's
get a
tough
drink
in
in there.
there.
Yeah, no.
You cannot. Because a lot of times Cage Titans goes like 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by
I
the
think
time
it was like 11.
you break down, like me as media, before the time I break down and say bye to everyone, it's
It's
12
tough.
o'clock, and
Yeah.
then last call is 12:30, and
Yeah.
you can't get a drink. It's
It's a
like,
little much over there.
yeah, so I'd rather go to like a little place down the
Mm-hmm.
street and,
Yeah.
get a couple of beers before I have to get out
I
of
was
there.
gonna say,
But-
or just go home.
yeah, I
drink-
do, but I'm already there. What I do
Yeah.
is, because when I was doing interviews, I would like sit in the parking lot and edit my interviews right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it's
You're
like
right there.
fucking right
Smoking
there.
weed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing all that
Yeah.
good stuff for me. That's what I do. I'm not a big drinker when I'm out.
No.
2 or 3 beers.
Yeah.
But,
If you're working and gotta drive home and shit.
yeah, exactly. I'm a kind of pot smoker. I don't know if that's.
Cannabis for you?
No.
No. We're a
she
bunch of
works-
stoners,
she-
yeah.
She probably gets tested and stuff.
No, I work from home. I work remote.
How nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Is that been like just from COVID and you stayed,
No.
or it's been?
Yeah. Well, I just started this project. Literally the 10th. So I'm like 2 weeks into it. So I literally fought the 7th, and the 10th I was working from home.
Right
So,
away.
yeah, it was
Well,
cool.
How does that? Well, you're working from home, so you're
Yep.
not coming into the office with black eyes and
Mhm.
stuff like
No.
that. Does work know that you're an MMA fighter?
No, not at all.
No,
Wow.
They have no clue.
Is that
That's
is
funny.
that-
They probably
is
think
that
you're like this
taboo?
nice
Is that
girl.
taboo? Is that against the
No,
company's
like,
rules? Like,
We just like at the at-home environment, like a couple people, like I know a couple people that I work with, so like I play flag with them, so they were like, they know that I fight, but like it's not like a widely talked about topic.
yeah.
And they probably
Here
Here
don't
comes
know it's, like,
Amanda
real.
all dolled up
Yeah.
with her son.
Yeah.
And then, all of a
computer.
sudden, they're looking on her Instagram and she's like doing spinning back fists
Yeah.
and shit like that.
And when you
yeah.
t-
They
if
have
you-
no clue.
If you tell them you fight, they probably don't think it's real fighting.
Yeah,
you
they
know,
probably just
yeah,
think
they
it's
think you're
like
training taekwondo
Training,
or
yeah,
whatever.
karate. Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
See the highlight.
I'm the youngest one, but definitely probably 7 years, so it's, yeah.
You probably beat
How
the
many
fuck out
how
of
many
all of them.
children in the family?
Youngest one out of work for 7 years, but there's 6 of us.
Really?
Yeah.
Brady Bunch over there.
Yeah. Blended family, big
Is-
blended
I
family.
got a good one. Blended family too.
Yep.
As far as your dad, he's a police officer,
Two,
you said.
yeah, there's 2 of us.
He must. Is he a brag about you beating other
Yeah.
women up in the
Definitely.
cage? Is that something he brags about
He
too?
does, but that big head kick that I had and I slipped. Oh yeah, he loves rubbing that one in. Oh yeah, like he'll come
My
in the
dad
house.
used to do that. I could hit 2 home runs in a baseball
Yeah,
game, and
he-
I'd
he'd
miss a
focus on the
pass
shitty
ball
thing,
or
yeah.
something. He'd be
Yeah.
like, "You should have." I'd be like,
Yeah, he had Raiden one day after the fight, and they went to like the trampoline park, and in comes my dad, and like he brings Raiden in, and he sets them all up, And then, like, he throws a head kick just in the kitchen and then lays down. He was like, I look like you. And I
Oh,
was
my
like,
God.
He's a hot shit, then.
He
Yeah.
he has, like, the dad joke. Like, he literally called me on his way here. And he was like, I got a joke for you. And I was like, Dad, I'm not doing this. I don't want to. Like, it's the stupidest jokes, like the dad jokes. But it's, like, even, like, the little kid jokes. And, like, he just laughs himself to sleep. Yeah.
That's awesome. I have a 19-year-old daughter, and we're kind of like that.
Yeah.
But she rules my world. Like I'm
Oh, yeah.
bowed down. That girl is like.
Oh, yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
I can't challenge her with anything. She's 10 times smarter than me. Can actually make a sentence.
Yeah.
And she's going to school to be a psychologist. And
My
shit,
daughter,
so
too.
She
My daughter's
fucking
in psych,
analyzes
so-
the shit
Yeah.
out. Like I can't tell her anything.
No.
Yeah.
And my middle daughter, who's about to be 14,
So screw it.
we sign her up, and she's in debate class. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Yeah, right. Bad idea for
Yeah,
parents.
no.
Holy shit.
You dug yourself a
Yeah, holy
big
shit.
hole.
Didn't fucking see that backfire. Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
And she's
no.
on a roll, super smart
Yeah,
and stuff. So I'm not gonna give her a
exactly.
hard time about anything.
It's
But
horrible.
Raiden runs my world, and
Yeah.
he goes back and forth with you. So
amazing name. Love Mortal
Thank you.
Kombat. Like
Yeah.
that's
he
so
has
good.
he has a purple hand, so it goes very well. He has a birthmark on his
Mm.
hand.
Really?
Yeah, it's purple. It's a Mongolian spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little
Nice.
electricity. Bzz.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out. His name was picked out before he was born, but his fingernails are purple. Like, it goes all the way up his shoulder.
Oh,
It goes-
cool.
Yeah,
So
Big.
you said he's going to be 4 years old?
he's going to be 4, yep.
Did you mention that he's gonna be training, or you got him doing anything?
He already is.
So
yeah.
what's he? Who's he training with? Jake?
Jake, yeah.
Nice.
Fucking Jake. Like
Jake
that's
is
what how I like. I met
amazing with
Jake
kids.
in the past from bringing up these young kids. He
Yep.
was training this young kid back then that was going to be fighting one of the youngest MMA fighters out there.
Yeah.
I forgot the kid's name. Now he's playing baseball. He's in his probably 17, 18 now.
Yeah.
But he's amazing with the kids.
Yeah.
Is this something that your son brought up, or like I want to do something, or
He's
how'd
been
that
doing
come
it
up?
for a while. So when we made the switch to Jake's gym, he kind of just made the switch with it. But like I always kicked Raiden out of class like once like warm-ups were over at my
Started
old
getting
gym.
wild.
Yeah, because he's like 3, so jiu-jitsu is hard for 3-year-olds. So I was cutting weight.
It's hard for 40-year-olds.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's hard in general. But we were cutting weight, and Raiden was like in class, and so warm-ups had finished, and I was like, all right, Ray, like go get your iPad, like Mommy's gonna finish cutting weight, and then we'll get out of here, because I had to go get my hair braided. And Jake was like, where'd Raiden go? I was like, oh, he's in the waiting room. He's like, he goes in there. He goes, Raiden, come on, you're gonna do class. Raiden like learned like a setup of the arm bar, and he was ready to go. He was like, Mommy, I did it. And like he did his first back roll. He's been struggling with that for a while. So
Do you like roll with him a little bit at home, like show him stuff all the time?
Glove up.
Yeah, all
He's
day,
gonna
right?
be
All day, all day.
He's going to
right?
be a
Yeah.
prodigy,
Beating each other
this
up,
kid.
yeah.
You're
He's
home
ready to
all
go.
day.
Yeah.
Are you live on your own? You with your
Yep.
parents? You got
Yeah.
your own.
Yeah.
Got your own spot.
Yeah. So he's ready
So
to
you
go.
got great,
Yeah.
nice.
You got a
good
mat at
for
home?
you.
No,
No, yeah, just like the kitchen floor
We're-
or whatever.
I might redo the basement. We got some stuff in there right now, but we got a pretty big open space.
You got a
so
lot going on. You don't need
Yeah.
to
later,
get a
down the
gym in
line.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're traveling all
He's
over.
ready-
with
he's
how's
ready to
he
go.
on the? I mean, he must travel with you all the time
Yeah,
in the car.
He loves it.
How's that?
He
Like,
takes his naps in the car.
Yeah.
This kid loves sleeping in the car. He's ready to go though. Like whenever he walks into any gym, first thing, shirt off.
It's a
Nice.
stimulation to the
Nice,
kids too.
yeah.
Like they walk in there, like
He's probably very
"Ooh."
comfortable in that environment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he does really good. He's always
Yeah,
Well, you see it all the time too at Triforce.
Yeah.
There's so many children coming
Oh,
in there
the
from
3 to 5
the
class.
trainers
Yeah.
there and everyone
Yeah.
that come in there.
yeah, and I talk to these kids too. Oh, do you have a good class? How's it going? They look at me like I'm a fucking asshole, but you know, it's perfect. You know.
So Amanda, I'm gonna go to your Instagram right
Yeah.
now. We're just people out there showing the back fist and stuff
Let's
like
see
that.
this finish.
Well, you don't mind me? Do you mind
No.
me showing your son
Go
on
for
here?
it.
On here?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go through some of your Instagram.
Yeah.
And we'll, get there. Let me get it over here. just
I
so
was
you can
noticing
see.
that you're a mother on this, and not very common on this. You know what I mean? Young single mom and stuff. I was a young single dad, so the fact that you're making your career and your dreams come true, you're not letting the difficulties of being a
Yeah.
parent get you down.
It's tough,
Because
yeah.
it is, it's super
It's-
tough.
There's
Yeah.
days like the baby does not want to be at the gym, and you're like, well, I'm in fight camp, so we gotta suck it up, and
Yep.
it is what it is. But
Yeah, I was a
there it
young
is.
single father.
There's
and-
your spinning. I think I made like
tough.
7 videos on this. There's the
yeah, that's
there's
good.
the-
Yeah, you made it. That didn't look like a struggle. That
No,
looked
it was
good.
a struggle,
It didn't look
yeah.
like it.
I gotta
you know?
watch that one more time with sound. We'll do that again.
Oh,
Oh, you hear
yeah.
it too. Nice.
Look at her too. She says that was soft. I doubt it.
Yeah,
I
no.
doubt it.
It connected. It landed.
Oh,
it
yeah.
landed
Yeah,
clean.
so we'll play that again. But that's
Yeah.
look at her. We stopped it right on her
Yeah,
getting a
hey,
boost on the
that's a
fucking thing. That's
struggle.
awesome. I just have to. Aaron Hughes did make a mention about the after party. He goes, "I got there at 12:30. The kitchen was closed."
Oh,
blah, blah,
really?
blah."
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess like we had said that too. Like we went there for the food, because like in Plymouth nothing was really open after. Like,
Yeah.
even like McDonald's was like that's like a last ditch
no, it's
resort.
a
Yeah.
It was
quiet town.
closed. And
Go to
Well-
Cumberland Farms, get one of those ham and cheese.
yeah,
Chicken Caesar wrap from me at Cumbies. You know?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Mike was like, "Oh yeah, we had pizza in the back." I was
Yeah, right.
okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me.
Thanks for that. You
Thanks.
know, I wanted some
I
real
probably
stuff.
just didn't even listen, but yeah, he was like, "Yeah."
What were
there's-
you craving? What were you thinking? It like, did you want like
I
a
just
sit
wanted,
down
like,
big meal or
no, I
chicken
just-
tenders and
I
fries
was
or
so
something?
hungry, so like I
Anything.
ate a big breakfast and then like I snacked throughout the day until like 3:00. So probably like 3:00, I ate like some trail mix. So it was nothing crazy, but just enough to like keep me going. And then so like 11:30, 12, and 12:30, and like I'm like looking, and Mel's like, "You look hungry." I was like, "I need to get out of here because I'm getting hangry." And
Yeah.
she's like, "Yeah, we know."
After the fight, after the training, and you're hungry, and you gotta get it.
Yeah.
You gotta get. The
I
food.
want to ask you a couple of questions
Yep.
after we check your answer. It's going to be about eating and
Yeah.
you know, after the weight cut and getting that back.
Yeah.
But let's get to your Instagram.
Yeah.
We'll check that out. So I want to just see this again because
Go for
this is when they took the other team was saying it was
Yeah,
early stoppage. I
yeah.
actually had a very because I talk shit or stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't think
What?
it was an early stoppage, but I did have one of the a ref that wasn't at this reffing at this fight come on and say, "I hope you're not going to say that was like an early stoppage. That was a good stoppage." Like, and I'm like,
Nice.
"No, I
Appreciate
thought
it,
it,
yeah.
I thought it was a I
Yeah,
thought it was a good
people-
stoppage. I'm
peop-
not going to complain." I said I thought the reffing as a whole through the whole night was really good.
Yeah.
There was a couple of scores that I
Yeah.
didn't like from the judges,
Yeah.
but as far
But
as the
reffing
refereeing point of view, I didn't have
seemed
I
great.
didn't have a problem at all.
Yeah.
You know?
I think people were trying to say I hit her with the elbow, but hey, if my arm was straight, if I hit her with the elbow, my elbow would have been broken.
All right, we'll go back. Oh, let's look at that with sound again. So Amanda,
You're not
boosting
allowed
up.
to hit with the elbows with
No.
that.
No,
with the
not-
thing? Yep.
Look at her right in the camera. Here we go.
Oh yeah. What's she
And what
gonna
was
do?
she gonna do from
yeah.
there?
No, sit there
I
and
mean,
take
you
10
would
more
have you would have
punches?
top control.
Yeah.
I mean,
even if she turned, I was taking the back.
Oh yeah, you're gonna
I
get that
had
choke.
hip control. She was turning in. All I had to do was sit out.
Yeah, she was done. Everyone always says a short, quick stoppage doesn't realize the next
that's
10
a great
seconds.
picture right there. I didn't even see
yeah.
that. Oh yeah, I used that picture, didn't I?
Yeah.
On your
I
little
think you
thing.
used the other one.
Yeah, I didn't see that picture. Great
Yeah.
picture right there from Cage Titans.
I'm battling.
Amanda, this is why guys are chasing you down on Instagram. I got to
Yeah,
just say
yeah.
that for your gorgeous son there. You know,
Yeah,
look at him.
hey.
But look at you.
Good date, right?
No
Yeah.
wonder why people are like, you know, you got
Thank
I
you.
mean, you're a 25-year-old
Yep.
successful woman with a viral spinning back fist, and you're beautiful. Of course, your dad's probably like, get out of that fucking room right
Beats
now.
beats the shit out of people.
No, he's good.
But that's, I mean,
yeah.
dude, you got a lot, dude. I'm like, dude, you got a lot going for you, man.
Thank you.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bright
before-
future ahead of you.
Yes.
Thank you, yeah.
Before, I mean, look at her. I mean, you could do, Jesus. Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you.
She kicked the shit out of you, Steve.
Well, I know that. That's why I'm being nice. So,
Doesn't matter.
so let's get to the eating here
Yeah.
because I never ask a fighter that. You know, it's the fighters. Oh, I get my fluids in me first. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
What is kind of the progression here to get that weight and get food back in you? What actually? Let's just say the 2 days before weigh-ins.
Yep.
What can you eat
Yeah.
as far as putting in your belly?
I work with Trisha Cornell.
Oh,
She's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Pride
Yeah.
pride there.
she's awesome.
Yeah.
I've never struggled with a weight cut since I've been working with her. I made 135 with ease while traveling, which is something that not a lot of people can do. Flying just messes up your whole body. You retain a lot of water. But yeah, I'm eating six meals 2 days before weigh-ins. So I mean they're smaller. 2 are snacks. The rest are chicken, just sometimes
Protein.
it's just straight chicken and walnuts, straight protein for
Yeah.
a meal. But yeah, she's awesome. I can't say enough about her. I did this fight camp alone because it was 140, and I felt like I could do it. But I used everything that she gave me.
Yeah,
So,
she gives you the map and you
Yep.
prepare it all and you do it. It's just
Yeah.
you follow them the steps
she
she gives
She
you.
does that 2 ways. Like she can give you the macros for your week or like the day, like breakout per day, or she can give you like, hey, this is what you're gonna eat, like chicken and broccoli or zucchini noodles with ground turkey and this
I'm
much
starving
pasta
right now.
sauce.
Where's
Yeah,
that pizza?
I know. But
There's
she's-
snacks here.
I'm good.
All
Okay.
right.
But yeah, she's awesome. Even like weigh-in day, I usually have enough to have like a spoonful of honey to gets me to weigh-ins. That little spoonful carries.
Oh,
me.
I could see a rush in your head, right?
Yeah,
like when you
you're
feel
like,
that
"Oh, I'm
sugar
good,
going
yeah."
through there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like in your blood. It doesn't even get to your stomach. It just goes right into your blood system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right away, absorbed.
And then she does great rehydration drinks. She prepares them for you if you're local fighting. But if not, she gives you everything you need to do. Like, hey, you're going to be traveling, so you need to bring salt, you need to bring BCAAs, you need to bring this amount of water, coconut water, or you can pick it up when you get there. I never struggled, but going after weigh-ins, a little bit of carbs, nothing crazy because your body hasn't had it.
Yep.
But protein, a little bit of carbs, but nothing crazy. And then a big breakfast that you've been eating throughout fight camp.
Yeah.
Don't change it until after the fight.
Now I see some fighters after weigh-ins, like a meal, like a good meal. Like some of them are
Fill
having
up.
like a big.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that? Do you have like a big meal or something? Later in the day.
I do like a chicken sandwich.
Okay.
So a chicken avocado sandwich, and sometimes I do sweet potato fries on the side. Just a couple. I mean, I'm like 4 bites into a sandwich, and I'm like, I can't even eat this
Enough.
anymore. So usually take it home. That sandwich literally lasts me for the rest of the night. Wake up, do breakfast, do a light lunch and a snack. A snack. If you're gonna fight, like if you have to be at the venue for like 6, last meal's 3. Last snack.
That's it.
Yeah, unless you're fighting like co-main event. Like in Chicago, I was the one before co-main event, so there was like 13 fights ahead of me, and I was like, all right, well, I can have a snack
Yeah.
at 6.
Well, I was gonna
Should
say,
be
we're watching a lot of fights, UFC, local shit, and waiting around till the end of the night to do your fight. You're cooling off, you're hungry, you're eating,
Yeah.
you're going slow. That seems like it's one of the biggest challenges. Waiting till the
Yeah.
fucking time.
Hearing them other fights go on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're starving, you're waiting, you're thirsty, you're tired,
Yeah.
you're warming up, you're cooling off.
Yeah, fighting later in the card is honestly like a struggle. You're
Yeah.
like, damn, like I'm tired. Like I just want to take a nap right now.
You just want to get it all over with.
Yeah.
And then you were traveling.
Yeah.
You said you were in Chicago?
Chicago.
So, and then we'll talk about, because that was one of the fights that is not on Tapology.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that you fought, a kind of a juice head kind of chick. You don't hear much of that.
No, I
in
was
the
gonna say,
amateurs
usually
as far as
not.
women.
Usually not.
Massive.
When you were getting ready for that fight, I was looking them up on Instagram, checking her out, and I did notice, she had a build to her. But you showed
Adam's apple.
you showed me a picture of her
Yeah.
before and after weigh-ins. She looks like fucking Conor McGregor, like now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
She's
Shredded.
massive. Yeah, she's huge.
So talk about that. I mean, you
Yeah.
went to Chicago.
Chicago, yeah.
Did you know anything? I mean, as far as this girl, how many fights did she have or whatever?
One.
A couple, really?
One, yeah.
All
She
right.
had a 30-second TKO, but it wasn't anything crazy. I didn't think she was technically sound. I still don't think she's technically sound, but she hits like a truck. She put me down in every single round. I was flashbanged each and every round.
Really?
Dropped, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It didn't matter, like half hit glove or something. It's just a power coming in, right?
Yep.
Feeling that.
Yeah, it wasn't anything crazy. I mean, I was cracking the shit out of her in exchanges, and she just walked through it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, did I even connect? Like, it was
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Was she from that area? Or was she like a hometown kind of?
So yeah, she was from Chicago. We were actually supposed to fight a couple months before. She ended up getting a big job in Texas, so she moved out to
Supplement
Texas.
company.
Yeah.
It's a gym. It's a Lifetime Fitness. Yeah, she works at Lifetime.
Overseas.
Yeah. But so we had moved the fight a couple months out, and that was fine. Like, I'm happy for her. She got a huge job, definitely a big pay raise. She works a lifetime. And I think she's my age, so she's doing well herself.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was, I was with Sarah and Nina at the fight, like weighing in. And I was like, damn, whoever has to fight that girl, I feel sorry for them. And they're looking at me and looking at looking at each other.
You didn't know that was your
They know
opponent?
it's you.
Her.
Yeah.
And they were like,
Are you joking?
That's her. And I was like, oh, fuck. Yeah, like, there was a 145 there. My height, not completely yoked, but she was in good shape. I thought I was fighting her. Yeah, and then and this girl came.
Wishful
Like
thinking.
fucking Lou Ferrigno just walked into the building.
She's
Did she talk like that? Like, was she like?
She was
Was
like,
she
even after
aggressive like that too? Or
Well, she didn't talk like Lou Ferrigno. Yeah.
she might have, dude.
I don't
You
know,
take that
man.
stuff.
aggressive.
Yeah.
She fought the same way Lindsay fought. She just chased me down the whole fight, and yeah.
As far as coming out of that fight, any positives you got out of that? I mean, you went against a behemoth that, juicing up and stuff. So you fought basically a man in there, Sorry, she's
Good training, right? Good training
Poor girl.
experience.
She's in Chicago. What's she
She's gonna
do to
find
me?
you.
Yeah. Dude, get in line.
She's got a lot of
But I was gonna say she's
Get
a
in
woman, so
line.
she might
Yeah.
skip the line. You know.
She might just toss the rest of
Yeah.
the line out.
Yeah. She might be front row in line,
Yeah.
Steve.
I mean, there wasn't much in that fight I could take away and be
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, that was good. I was cracking the shit out of her. I was landing some things, but yeah, no.
Sometimes you just learn how to take a beating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's a big. I mean, you
took
fought.
that one for free. It looks like.
I mean, that could be
Oh,
probably
yeah.
the
House
biggest.
money.
That's
Yeah.
probably the biggest woman you'll fight.
Yeah,
so you
for sure.
You got
And I
that
think-
strongest. So you have that under your belt.
Yeah,
you feel.
that was like, hey, like, I'm not doing this how everybody else does it. I'm gonna fight killers, and I'm only gonna fight killers. So having that, like, it sucked in the moment. Like, having a broken jaw sucked. Being that beat up sucked. But now I'm going in every fight. I'm like, you're not gonna hit as hard as that tank did.
Yeah.
So come on. Like, you might stumble me, but come on, let's go. Like, I'm ready for you.
Nice.
Did they wire your shit shut?
No.
Nope,
So
you're good.
I walked into the hospital. They're like, yeah, it's broken. Like, you need to go see like the surgeon, like it's like a
Orthopedics.
dental surgeon.
Not
I was
dental.
like, yeah, no.
You didn't do any of it? You didn't
I
do
probably
anything?
wouldn't either.
No.
So
No.
everything. Well,
It just would have been so hard, like, because I have Raiden. So, like,
Yeah.
you can't really talk. It's
Yeah.
like a whiteboard, and
Yeah.
he's 3.5 at the time. So it's like, oh, you can't read.
so you had to get everything checked
was-
out afterwards and
yeah.
stuff. So and if it was compromised, you wouldn't have been able to fight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It
you
was
you
good.
get all that
Yeah.
checked out, you're ready to go.
Yeah, it was good. It
All
got
right.
back up. I mean, she broke it with an elbow, and the ref was like, please don't do that. I was like, oh, we're saying please now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
Please don't do that.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, my bad. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, right.
what is going on?
Can I do it now?
Oh
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
God!
I was
Yeah.
stuck. Yeah, that was when I was stuck in a crucifix for like 2.5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, no points taken away. Just please. Just yeah.
Don't- I mean,
just-
we were
just
in
manners.
Chicago, so I don't know why. Like, I expected anything else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chicago not known to have the best manners. You know, right? What am I doing here?
We were
It's
in
probably metal
Cicero.
detectors.
Yeah.
Look at the look. What?
There was-
Everyone shaking,
Yeah,
patted
we-
down all over the place.
We were in Cicero, so it's tough. out
Is
there.
it?
Like, you're driving down the street and you're like, yeah, do I really want to fight here? Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
Am I fighting one of these
Did you know that
motherfuckers?
going in, where you were kind of? Roughy?
The
Did you
promoter
know it was
was
gonna
like,
be-
yeah, where you're fighting's a rough area, and I was like, okay, like, and then like I know a couple guys from CFT, Chicago fight team out in Chicago, obviously. I'm not sure what part, but yeah, they were like, yeah, where'd they put you? And I was like, oh, they put me in this hotel, and they're like, Amanda, they're all smoking rooms, and I was like, the promoter put me in an all smoking room to sleep in, so you can smoke cigarettes in there and like. And I was like,
Smoke
I'm
weed,
gonna
smoke
die
crack.
Yeah.
before I even make it to my fight.
Walking in there smelling like charcoal.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I was like, oh. Okay.
Any after parties going on in that hotel after you
Definitely.
got back there?
Definitely
Fucking in the
were.
parking lot,
We-
grills.
No, we changed hotels. There was
Oh,
no
is that
way
right?
Yeah,
Nice.
no, we got a nice comfy one. We
Yeah,
got a
good.
pool. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had like my friend from Sarah, my best friend, and Nina. She wraps my hands. She came out they came out and it was we got a nice little hotel.
Nice.
We were good. We
Yeah,
were
you
excellent.
Well, that's-
complain a
that-
little bit.
That's a great thing about being a successful working girl. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that's
Yeah.
that's another thing here. That's a big benefit
Yeah.
to have a good job,
Yeah.
have that security behind you, so that you could because it's not cheap.
No.
I mean,
it's
you
not.
talked about the nutritionist and your weight. I mean, that
Yeah.
costs money to get
It
that
does,
advice
yeah.
and stuff like that.
Definitely does.
How much of a relief is that? I mean, you're spending out of your own pocket, but
Yep.
you're enjoying it
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But how much is a relief because you train with other fighters that probably not working or maybe waitressing
Yeah.
and it's not easy for them.
They try to do anything they can to make it to class
Absolutely.
time. So it's really jobs that are flexible. It's hard to have like a great job. I mean, it's definitely doable, but it's hard. And a lot of the guys they're cutting anyway. They know how, and a lot of them are cutting like wrestlers, and it's not gonna work. And it sucks to say that and be like, hey, you're cutting like shit. But it's the name of the game. They're gonna find out. They're young in their career.
Yeah.
But
In the hard way.
I just took it. I bit the bullet, and it was worth every penny working with Trisha. I'd call her whenever. I'd be like, hey, I know it's 11 o'clock at night, but I stepped on the scale, and I'm a little heavy. And she's like, just wait till the morning. Woke up in the morning. I'm like, I'm sorry for bothering you.
So
at
she's
11
pot
o'clock.
therapist too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get
Moral
real
support.
close.
Yeah,
Girls,
I can
mean,
imagine.
For girls,
Yeah.
you have your time of the month, and it fucks with you
Well,
hard.
I was gonna say the abs on that picture right there looking pretty good. Yeah.
That wasn't even
She wasn't even fight camp.
Yeah.
that wasn't anything crazy. I think I have a.
Look at how handsome he is.
That was 140. Yeah, he's my baby boy for sure. A little
Nice.
blonde
Oh,
head.
now we're getting into your modeling pictures.
Those are old. I don't post. Jake was yelling
Okay.
at me. He was like, "You need to post
Fight
right
stuff.
now." Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you're. I mean, I know you're busy and stuff like that. Can you get anyone to do that for you, or you got one of those friends that they're like,
Probably,
Fuck you, I
right?
do my
Yeah,
own
have
shit.
someone
here.
hanging around.
I'm posting my
Yeah.
own pictures, never mind yours.
I mean, that's at 135.
Okay.
It's way
Let me see.
smaller at 135.
And what is
Okay,
it?
where
What is
was
that
my
one we were?
difference?
What is that one we were just looking
140.
at? Okay.
140.
Big
Not too
difference.
much. Yeah. Don't,
5
it
pounds on a
doesn't
woman,
seem
though,
it.
is
Yeah,
like, yeah.
5
exactly.
pounds for a girl is definitely crazy.
Jeez.
So I'll the elephant in the room is when we were talking about that. We're talking about girls cutting weight, time of the
Gotcha.
month.
Whatever. What do you want?
we
to
were
know?
drinking, and Tommy
I
said
said,
something. He's
we
like,
were talking about that, and I said, we're talking about the chicks, and I said,
because it was
we're
a
both-
catch weight. We
Yeah,
were trying to figure out what
exactly.
weight it was at because
Yeah.
it said like 143 and
Yep.
stuff, but on
Yep.
Tapology it said 140. So we're like, what?
So-
And
So
I
we were
cracked a
waiting for
rude
the
joke,
caption.
and I said something like, we're both on our periods. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I'm a fucking
I
asshole.
like-
You know what I'm saying?
I scolded
But-
him for that.
Yeah, I said I'm going to get dragged for that. But that's the truth. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So,
I know that it's a hard time.
That 140 was not on me.
Right.
I love fighting at 135. I look better at 135, and I like my abs at 135, so I want to fight at 135. It's harder, a little bit harder, but I can do it, and it's not something I'm going to shy away from. They had asked for a catch weight at 140, then 630. After I was at 140 chilling, yeah, they call, and they're like, yeah, she's not going to make weight. She's at 144 right now.
We knew
Yeah,
it. That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
I was like, 144, it's only 6:30 at night, figure it out. And
Yeah,
they were like,
cut
yeah,
that
she's,
shit.
she's not going to make it. And at that point, I didn't want to be like, yeah, fuck you, get the fuck to work. I didn't get to enjoy
Yeah.
my Christmas. I didn't get to enjoy
Yeah.
my New Year. But I was like, yeah, 143, make it. And she came in at 142 and 0.7 or something like that. But yeah.
That's frustrating because, like you said, you're
it's
killing yourself
frustrating,
to get there.
Yeah.
And if someone gets
then-
there,
yeah.
And
like
I had
you,
already given you the 5 pounds why I fight at 135. I swore off fighting at 140. But it's tough. I know there's one person probably out there hunting me. I know she commented on the there's
Beans.
2 people. There's 2
Can we?
people.
You can mention names on here.
So,
Go ahead.
Cassidy Bedard, I was supposed to fight her in November. A lot of stuff happened in November. Had to pull out of that fight. We had talked about that. And she had went on that fight card entertainment card, and she was like, so why aren't, I'd like to know why, the thing isn't, the results aren't posted. I was like, oh, and it was the day after my fight, so I know she was looking at it to see if I had won. So yeah, I know that one's coming. She's
Where
gotta
is she? Where is she from?
Maine.
Okay.
CMBJJ.
Okay.
She's got to make 135. I'm done at 140.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
tough, and it's like annoying to be like, hey, like
She
I
ain't the
don't-
one that fought the girl that you fought.
She fought Lindsay. Yeah.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
at that fight.
I
Yeah,
was,
okay.
So I was supposed to fight her
Jesse
Lindsay.
Erickson's gym.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no 140 in the UFC. Why?
No.
You guys like not them in particularly, but why do you guys want? I mean, unless it's like on like a 2-week notice. Like Lindsay, I took it on a 2-week notice, so they did a catchweight at 150. But like, there's no 140 in the UFC. Make it or break it. Do it now, because when you make it as a pro, it's $100 a pound.
Yeah, you're doing it,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
everyone's
If
got
I
to
can
do it.
like,
Yeah.
it sucks. Like paying. I mean, not for me, but paying for nutritionists sucks, and it's a lot, and I understand
Yeah.
it, but it's part of the fight game.
Mhm.
So like,
Same
get
with
your
management,
sponsors
same
up,
with
yeah.
everything.
Get your sponsors up. Have people help you, show you the way, or even reach out to like girls that have been fighting for a while. Like, hey, like I'm supposed to fight it this way, and I have this many weeks. Is
Yep.
there anything I can do to help? Like, can you help me, and I can do something in exchange for you? Like, I can come down, I can give you rounds. Like, a lot of girls
That's a
would
good idea.
love that. Like, oh, hey, she's willing to come out from, let's just say Maine. She's willing to come out from Maine all the way to Southern Mass. Like, I can help her out. Like,
Yeah.
it's tough, but
And we need more women too.
Mhm.
So,
And that cuts a lot of women out of the fight game. The weight cuts,
Yes.
the making the
you
weight.
see that a lot in the amateurs.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of they let it go a lot.
yeah, they do. Yeah.
But the game is evolving so much now.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
you mentioned, you have sponsors. You're
Yeah.
trying to do things right as an amateur because you're being brought up by these
Yep.
people that have already been through the ditches and had to
Yeah.
learn for themselves, like Jake and FAF and all these people helping
Yeah.
you out. So I mean, that's a huge thing. I
It
mean,
is, yeah.
and they let it go, but I think with the
It's kind of like
evolving,
hey, like,
they have to take control of that.
yeah, it's like, hey, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck that you made weight, but I'm not gonna make weight.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a lot of people know you sold a lot of tickets and
Yeah.
shit like
that's
that.
the
And
thing,
now I
like-
can't. What am I gonna do? I got people,
Yeah.
coming here tomorrow. You
And
know?
that's
Yeah.
been a common thing where people will miss the weight because they know they're not going to make it, pay the
Yep.
fine, and then still just fight.
Yeah.
And still get the win.
And it's cool, like those extra pounds, but like you might win the fight because of those extra pounds, but you're mentally weak. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna,
And if you
I'm gonna
lose,
beat you when it comes in.
yeah, if you
when it comes to
lose, you
me.
came in heavy, you lose anyway. That could be it. That
Yeah.
could be your career.
And it's tough. Like every girl deals with a period fight week, and I can tell you 99% of those girls deal with bloating for a fight week because you're super low on weight and your body needs that fat to protect your ovaries. And it just is what it is, and it's tough, but it sucks. But we gotta figure it
You're a
out.
fighter. You're
Yeah.
an MMA fighter. This isn't.
But this is what you want to do.
yeah.
Like,
Pro,
you gotta,
pro shit.
So she's one. Another one that mentioned your name. Rematch.
No, she didn't. She's actually fighting for like Fury fighting at the end of the month.
Your recent opponent.
Olivia, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fernanda had called me out for some girl that she trains with. Yeah. 5 minutes after that Cage Titan shared that post, and she was like, "Yeah, congratulations, but you have to fight so and so," and like tagged her. I was like, "Oh."
No, I
I
don't.
literally I haven't even gotten to my phone yet. Like, come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. Like, it's part of the fight game, but she's a BJJ black belt. So
Why?
it's
Why aren't their coaches contacting your coaches? That's kind of how it should go,
Sure.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
don't
if
call
you're,
me out.
I mean, you're not.
I'm enjoying my night.
But you're not messaging girls off to the side. Probably, hey, I want to fight. I mean, you know what I mean?
Not right away.
You probably have coaches that,
Yeah.
hey, you probably talk to them. Hey,
Hit up
I'd like to
Cage
fight.
Titans,
Can you talk to their coaches?
Hit up
see how
management.
What's up?
Yeah, hit up Cage. Like, if
Yeah.
you want to fight against me, hit up Cage Titans. Cage Titans will hit up 2 Fight Bros, and we'll talk about it. But I mean, hey, she's a BJJ black belt. This girl that she wants me to fight, and it's cool. I mean, it's cool. It's a big thing, but at the same time, I think that it may be a stupid fight. I'm not saying I'm ducking her. I will come for any fucking head that sits in front of me.
Yep.
But she's a BJJ black belt. She should have gotten into it beforehand. What amateur is gonna fight a BJJ black belt right now?
Yeah, exactly.
And not even like
Because most fights hit the ground anyway. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like,
course.
fuck.
and not even like a rookie BJJ black belt. She's a decorated black belt. Like, I'll give her props, and she's a judo black belt. She's good when it comes to the feet, but you know where it's going.
Yeah.
She's not gonna want to stand and strike. It is what it is.
I mean, yeah, and you have to. Your coaches will decide what's a good matchup for you,
is
where
it a
you need to
smart
be
next
tested
fight?
and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it'll all come out.
Yeah.
A couple more questions,
Yeah.
because we've been going, and you got an hour right. This is fucking
I'm
great.
good.
This
I'm
is
good.
fucking good stuff.
I
But as
gotta
far-
hit the head.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
We're done with you right now.
Yeah.
No, I'm only kidding, buddy. But as far as you, I mean, you're working.
Yep.
You have your son fighting all the time. What is your fun? What is your hobby? What do you get to do outside of fighting, or is it all fighting, your son, and work?
Yeah. That's 99% of my life. I play flag football as well. We play pretty competitively.
Co-ed or all
no,
women's?
just women.
Really? You
yeah.
got,
Yeah, we
does that get
are-
rough too? Like a little bit? Yeah, you guys are a little. Yeah, flag
Yeah,
football is almost
girls
tackle.
don't like the guys like they'll be yelling and chirping each other, and the girls just start fighting, and you're like,
I've seen it in
"Whoa,
women's
yeah."
soccer. They're like
Yeah.
they're pulling each other's hair down, like
Yeah.
rapid. Yeah.
I got hurt probably a couple weeks out from starting this last fight. I dislocated my shoulder pretty bad, but I don't know. I think it might
just
be
a
time
sports
to
fanatic.
officially hang it up.
Don't you want to
and-
go fish or something? Like what
I
is
mean,
your
we're
son?
like at the trampoline park
All
like
right,
every
yeah.
other week.
So that's your thing.
Yeah,
Your
so
son.
his birthday party's at the trampoline park Sunday.
Okay.
So I mean that's a good workout.
Yeah, it is.
Good.
That I mean,
It's a good
that
little
is
stress
a
relief.
that's a hobby right there. Your
Yeah.
mom,
Yeah.
you're being a hobby.
Yeah.
As long as you're enjoying yourself, you look happy. You look like everything's
Yeah.
working out for you.
Definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. Couple
Gotta
more
go on
questions
right now.
before he gets back. But you mentioned maybe getting back in there in April. You mentioned Canada. All these
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
jump. Cage Titans mentioned, oh, we're glad to have you back.
Yep.
What is your thought? Do you want to fight locally? You looking to travel, get experience out there? What's your
Yeah.
outtake?
I mean, I guess it just depends on who wants to fight at this point. I know the promotion in Canada, I mean, nothing's been set in stone, but they have a 130. She's a 125er, looking for 130. It's something I have to see if I can make with Trisha. I know that, I mean, Erin Johnson, me and Erin Johnson have gone back and forth for so long. No beef.
A
or
match up
anything.
there?
Yeah.
Oh, she's great. She's a great
But-
girl.
I think every time that happens, it's like on 6 weeks' notice, and it's like, yeah, no, Amanda can't make 130 on 6 weeks. So it's definitely tough, and I know Erin's walking around lighter at this point. So I think that fish and hatch has been kind of buried. But I think, I don't know. It depends how long they'll give me for Canada. I think that would be dope, like fighting in Canada. So we'll see. We'll see that. I know Risen jumped in the DMs. Is from Palm Beach, Florida. They jumped in the
It's a nice
DMs.
place to
instant-
visit.
Yeah. Instantly jumped in the DMs. Cage Titans, they're great. You know, they
Yeah.
give the girls so much props, and they give them the same social media and spotlight as they do the guys, which isn't heard of, really.
Yeah.
They're like, everyone's always skimming over the fights, or they're like, oh, they're on the undercard, and girls take the fight. We steal the show all the time, and I think that's what I did and for this fight.
Definitely that on this fight. My
Yeah.
God.
So, anywhere, I'm open. I'm ready. Flood up two fight bros. Make their shit go crazy.
Nice.
I'm ready.
Well, I'm sure their phones will be
Smokers, backyard wrestling,
yeah,
right? All the
backyard
things.
brawls.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
ready.
Fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna one more question for
Yep.
me. He can maybe give you a
Yeah.
question. As far as what you like to watch, are you UFC? Do you watch MMA?
no.
Do you watch fighting? Like, what's your? Is that something you watch?
Like, outside of fighting, or
Yeah.
just like I mean, I watch UFC every time a card's
Okay.
Nice.
on. But I'm gonna get exposed right here.
What's? All right, go ahead. Throw it out there. Whatever. That's what this podcast's for.
My 600-pound life.
Oh my God.
I literally have seen every single episode. And
Is
there's,
that the
like,
two sisters or something?
No, I have seen every episode of that. That's 1,000-pound sisters.
Sorry, I'm laughing.
I'm not too hip to this either,
Jesus.
Oh my God,
All
that's
right.
literally my fate. Like, I watch it every single day. Like, in fight camp, I don't know what it is, but like I see them eating all this food. I was like, that's fucking disgusting. Like, I never want to do that.
It makes it so
again.
you don't have to.
Yeah.
So what is that show about? Just they're trying to get as big as they can, or are they
No,
trying to
so
get little?
They're like over 600 pounds.
Yeah.
and they have to go through like gastric bypass surgery, but it shows their whole life, and it shows them like cheating on their diets and everything with Dr. Now.
Shut up. They cheat on their diets?
Yeah, right? I literally watched this girl. Like, I was in the middle of fight camp, and I was in it one day. I'll never forget this. This girl literally housed 3 large pizzas,
Damn.
2 like spaghetti dishes from Domino's, and a brownie. And I was like, damn,
In one
like,
sesh?
I never want to be like
Yeah,
that.
you know what? That's entertainment. To what? I mean, I would probably like.
There's
How
people
are
on
you
the internet now
shoveling
that do
that
that.
in?
Have you seen these people on the internet? They just eat,
Yeah, and
eat
they're not even
calories.
that big.
People,
But-
Yes, yes.
They're not going to live that long.
No, they're not. They're dying of heart attacks.
Yeah, their bellies are
Yeah.
stretching and everything. I don't know what's going on with
They
that
have
shit.
like, I know, like
They're
I
in
know
that-
everything about the show.
Fuck, man. That's
I-
it's awesome.
You-
I'm gonna be YouTubing that because it's
It's
funny
the
you said that
best.
because last week something happened with the 1,000-pound sisters. I don't know if it was.
They got married. The bigger one got
Is that
married.
what it was? I
Bigger
saw their
one?
faces on something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, who the fuck? Her head was as big as the picture. I was like,
literally saw something today. She like the one on the ventilator. So the big.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't start good. You know, it is not a good.
The whole beard.
She is not healthy.
Right.
wait,
You made him choke on his
this is
beer.
a whole nother show now.
Yeah.
So are these 1,000-pound sisters trying to lose weight, or
They're
are they
trying.
just
So
all right?
together, so like they're each like 500-600 pounds. So like the bigger one, she's on a ventilator. She lost so much weight, like probably 200 pounds. I literally just saw it today. Like I gotta go find like the episode haven't
Back to
come out yet.
Netflix.
Yeah, it's something.
I can't do it
There's
with those
nothing wrong
ones.
with that. I mean, I watch some like.
I watch
crazy
horrible
shit.
shit, too.
I'm
Yeah,
on
me too.
YouTube.
Yeah, I don't
I'm on
judge.
YouTube, like watching
Oh, yeah.
Netflix this weird stuff, but I don't have time to get into a series.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
holy
Power,
cow!
I
Now
was
you got
big
me
on
intrigued.
Power.
I gotta go look at this.
Yeah. So it's definitely my 600 Life Power and then like murder documentary. So it.
That's YouTube. I watch the
Yeah.
interrogations of like them just getting everything out of these
Yep.
people. I'm like,
Yeah.
and then they just talk about the crime and stuff. I'm just like,
You know what
so
I watch
intrigued.
on YouTube? People fighting in Walmart.
People
It's
There's a
wild.
whole channel for
It's
that.
wild,
It's
yeah.
a whole channel for that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Life
yeah.
is weird these days, right?
If
With all
I'm
the
on
internet.
YouTube, it's because Raiden has my phone. So
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Ninja Kids, yeah, we're all about it.
Excellent. Yeah, take
I
the
know all
photos.
the
You guys into Star Wars?
He likes it, but
Yep.
he doesn't want to watch it. It's too long.
He
But,
likes
like,
the
The
toys and
movies
stuff.
are too long. Yeah, the toys are cool. The
Yeah.
shows are cool. The video games are cool.
yeah, he's getting an Xbox for his birthday.
Nice.
Ooh,
He's
Yep.
about to go
nice.
crazy. He has
Yeah.
no
4
idea.
years old
Pumped.
with an
Oh,
Xbox.
yeah.
When's his birthday?
Man, that's
The
big.
26th.
Nice.
Thursday.
My daughter.
Remember when I got my first
20th,
leather
yeah.
Nikes? That was a big thing for me. These kids are getting fucking.
Well, I was getting Nintendos, yeah, and I was
Yeah,
psyched.
he
Yeah.
got a Switch. He
Oh
has-
yeah, we love
He has
that.
his own tablet.
Nice.
Yeah, my
Nice.
dad
Yeah.
was like, I think I should just buy him a phone. I was like, no,
Yeah.
this is where
No,
we're drawing
oh,
the
no,
line.
yeah, definitely
he,
not.
can, he can have an Xbox, but
Yeah.
We don't want him on the internet.
Phone is
right
tough.
now.
Yeah, my son is about to turn 13 next month, and he doesn't have a phone.
yeah, no. My
Oh, nice.
4-year-old will
Nice.
not be getting
Yeah.
a phone.
Yeah, the teenagers do. The 14-year-old and obviously the 20-year-old.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
we don't push that stuff. We're a plugged-in family, but also a not plugged-in family.
Excellent.
Yeah.
know? There's a good
We're-
balance. You
we're
got to find a
plugged
balance.
in. Like we have screen time,
Yeah.
but he's also in the gym, so it's
Yeah.
tough. Like
Yeah.
he's in the gym while I'm in the gym, and he doesn't want to be there for 3 hours. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not his fault. I mean, obviously, like I need to train. I'm a single mom, so he comes with me, but
Mm-hmm.
he definitely gets it in return.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask her one more question at the end. Anything you want to say to her?
Who is your favorite training partner at Triforce?
Oh, that's kind of.
yeah.
No, I'm
That-
gonna get
that's
beat
Call
Yeah.
up.
names, yeah. Well, and if any of these names
Oh,
have
who
anything
you-
to say, they'll answer to me.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Are we gonna break it down and do like MMA and then
Yeah,
like
do that.
jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu, because I'm jiu-jitsu.
Sweeps.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
He's the
Who
man.
sweeps?
Yep. Travis Solian.
Travis, yeah.
You know Travis.
Oh, is that
yeah.
right?
Yeah, we call
all
him
right.
Sweeps.
Yeah, works at the.
He used to work at Nova.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sweeps has he has he has like a very similar style to Jake, so it's not traditional per se, but
No,
they're
he dances
sneaky.
around. He fucking
It's
flips around.
sneaky, yeah.
Yep. He's a
It's
spinny
definitely sneaky.
purple brown belt. He's a brown belt these
Nice.
days. Yep. Yeah, he's great.
Oh,
Yeah, I love working with him, and
Yeah.
he's
Awesome.
one of my. These guys like I said, I'm 41. This kid's probably like 21. You know what I'm saying? So I look up to these kids like
Yeah.
they're fucking
Yeah.
older than me. You know,
Yeah, he
Kyle
was-
Pavo and
The
stuff.
last time I was down there, he had just had his hand surgery.
Yep.
And he was still out there. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know what I'm doing. Like, I knew what I was doing, but I didn't know how to hit what he wanted me to hit. And he's over there, like, showing me. He's like, hold on, switch it to this arm so I can show you better because my hand's in a cast. I'm like, dude, like, I got it. Just walk me through it. Like, you don't have to do all that. We need you.
He was talking to potential Cage Titans debut these next couple months.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Please do. Please
Nice. Everyone's making that jump to MMA. I
Triforce,
love it. And
man.
we were just talking to Dan yesterday about up and comers. You know, not
Yeah.
you have Dion.
Yeah, Dion
That
Perry.
one. Yeah,
Yep.
the two. What's the other gentleman's name that won that night at Cage
Oh,
Titans?
Santiago
Yeah,
Munez.
he had a fucking major fight.
Yeah, he had like the fight of the night. It was
Yeah.
a decision. That's what I'm saying. The
That
fight of
was
the
a
night. Yep.
fucking great
Yeah,
fight.
they were just slugging
So
it out.
you guys got some really great up and comers.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine, Jake Pillar and all around there. He's got some
Oh yeah.
aces in the hole ready to sprout out.
Yeah.
Jake himself getting ready to
Yeah.
go do it. So
2023 Gorilla Crew's coming in hot.
nice. I
Yep.
love it. So is that your main gym right now?
Yep.
Is that what you
Oh,
call
yeah.
home?
Yep.
Okay.
Gorilla Crew's home.
Excellent. That's a
Yeah.
great fucking name. I love it.
Yeah.
I've always liked Jake's kind of, his graphics, like the shirts and everything,
Yeah.
and his colors, the green and all that other stuff.
I'm always
like that.
looking to send people to gyms up there because all my peoples are from Groton, Air, Lowell, Nashua. So these are the ones that I send people.
Yeah. He's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a major good dude, man. I'll
Yeah.
definitely be talking to him. But
Oh yeah.
well, last thing, I've been going almost maybe 2 hours. This is fucking great.
It's almost 11 o'clock. Look,
Actually, this is the first.
clock is not right.
Fix that. But this is the first time I've had a woman fighter in this podcast,
Oh, yeah.
like live to talk to. This is like a great moment for me.
And the podcast did not come crashing down into flames.
Nothing. It's fucking like my mic worked tonight. Everything's
Yeah.
freaking going great.
Yeah.
It's funny with you. We've tried to interview
So
in the
many
past for these fights coming up,
Yeah.
and we get it like booked and like and then the fight falls through.
Yep.
Blah blah blah. Well, I had a couple of people that you were training with, and I was
Yeah.
interviewing them. And I'm like, I'm gonna stay away from Amanda for this fight. Because every time I interview her, the fight falls
The
through.
fight
She gets
always
kneed
goes
in the
through,
face
yeah.
at
You don't wanna be the
at
jinx.
practice.
Yeah.
So, I want some credit for this fight that it got not the win.
Yeah.
It made it there. I didn't
made it
spoil
there.
it for you.
Yep.
So I think we're gonna have to have more like post-fight interviews.
I think we gotta stick to post.
Yeah. I mean, we won't. We'll still chat before
Yeah.
a fight
Yeah.
is announced. But I think we're gonna have to talk after the fight.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think
let the
that's how it's
guys
gonna
at
roll
New England MMA write an article for you. But as far as us
Perfect.
talking, I'll have you down here again.
Yeah.
Since I would love to have you. Like the insight you gave us on women and dieting
Oh,
and
definitely.
stuff
It's
that you
crazy,
guys go
yeah.
through is fucking amazing. It's
We
very
need a
beneficial.
woman's perspective in this
Exactly.
show.
So,
for
Yeah.
sure.
anytime you want to come down on a
Fight
Wednesday night or
companions.
something. I know
I'll
your
definitely come down.
your mom. Your mom. You can bring your son down. Give him something over there if you can control him in the corner.
He's yeah. Something like that.
But I mean, you could always bring a friend to sit down, off to the side if you don't want to drive here alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
She'd be
you're
great on
invited
the fight
anytime.
companion.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
always ready.
yeah. I got it. I don't know. You're cool. Yeah, you train at Regiment. Aaron's all over here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but Aaron's
Throw
coming
bombs
down.
and
We
big
have
bombs.
the Combat FC one
Yep.
Friday night.
Yep.
Then we're doing the NEF one
Saturday.
the following. So Aaron's going to
Okay.
be in your seat here. I don't know if that seat's taken, so you might want to, if you
Yeah.
ever want to come down.
Yeah.
But we're always here on Wednesdays. Always a seat open. Anytime you want to come down, just
Yeah.
a chat.
Definitely.
Love
I'll
to
be
have you
here
down.
Whenever.
Excellent. Awesome.
Wasn't far.
Well, last thing for you. Anything, shout outs, anyone you want to say thank you to, social
Yeah.
media.
Sponsors.
Floor's yours. Take as long as
Yeah.
time as you want.
Obviously, thank you to my sponsors. They definitely make the world go around in the fight game, and I don't think a lot of people understand that. They put a lot of money into you, and even if it's not money, even if it's gear and protein and everything else in between, they're putting their time and money into you. Where it's, hey, I believe in you, win, lose or draw. Like, we're gonna be behind you no matter what. So it's definitely a huge thank you and to all my sponsors that I've had in the past, and especially these two, Gleb and two Fight Bros. Gleb does smart installs. He's great. He is a 6'6" Russian, and he will twist you up
Sheesh.
like a pretzel.
Just say Russian. That's all
Yeah,
you need to hear.
but he is the sweetest guy. Like, I didn't hear from him. Not that I didn't hear from him, but he was busy doing stuff, and he called me. He was like, hey, I know you're a week out from your fight, but here's your sponsorship, yada, yada. And I was like, man, like, I appreciate you. Like, you never forgot about me, even though we're in different gyms now, but he's still very cool with Jake. He's with Jake all the time, too, so it's awesome. Obviously, my team at Gorilla Crew, they took me in 6 weeks with the fight on my back, and everyone that was able to make that fight drove an hour and a half to make that fight. So only knowing somebody for 6 weeks and immediately jumping into a fight camp with them, it's different. They're definitely like family over there. Obviously, my family, my friends, everybody that supports me, you guys have me in here, always giving the girls spotlight as well, whoever will take it. Obviously, Raiden, happy 4th birthday, little boy.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's everybody.
Social media, other than I have your Instagram
Yeah,
up here. You got
my
anything else out there?
Instagram, Facebook, yeah. Don't add my Facebook because it's just Raiden. You're only gonna get pictures of Raiden. But yeah, my Instagram's the biggest thing right now. I think it's AEF Ferreira 23. AE
Oh, I don't
Ferreira
have the 23 yet. It is 23.
Yeah.
All right, well, I didn't put that there. But
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I'm following you on that.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
Everybody that I cross train with, I know I'm gonna be heading out. Hopefully to Chicago, get some training out there.
Chicago, back in Chicago.
Yeah. CFT.
Nice.
As long as they'll have me, I'll go beat those boys up. They're not my size, but I'll
That's
go
all right.
swinging. Yeah.
It's work.
Yeah.
It's work.
Palau's out there, so.
Boston's
whatever.
tougher than Chicago.
God.
Yeah. See, if I get a text within the next 10 minutes saying,
Yes.
"Oh, it's on,"
Saying,
I'm
fuck
outta
this
here.
kid. Yeah, fuck this kid, Tom.
I'm
You know?
outta here. I'm not
Tell them that
well,
they can come find me. I live in Connecticut. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know Stokes is watching this, so shout out to him. Come get him, not me.
Well, I'm a masshole by fucking
through.
blood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is that. You know,
but yeah.
I train out of Rhode Island, Pawtucket. It's pretty much like fucking
Yeah.
Massachusetts. You
So
know?
it's all the same thing
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah, New England.
But yeah, shout out to everybody that believes in me. All my promotions, I'll be back. That was just a glimpse of what's to come.
Nice. Well, congratulations on
Thank you,
all the
thank you.
success in and out of the cage.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to your son. And God.
Oh, look.
What's going on? Someone
He
talk.
said Boston is no way tougher. He just
Haha,
said,
see?
now you're so fast.
I love New England.
Don't give this address out.
Yeah.
Tougher than who? Tougher than who?
Whatever
I'm
you
out.
do.
Chicago?
Do not give this
Chicago,
out.
yeah. I'm out of here.
I don't know, my
So-
man.
Like,
We'll have
this
a
is like
pizza
Superman's
contest.
Fortress
Yeah.
of Solitude. No one.
Yeah, we'll have a
Yeah.
pizza contest. How about that? You know?
Hey, I didn't get to try their pizza out there.
They put the sauce on top, right? What the fuck?
I think so.
Yeah, right? What the fuck?
Yeah, right?
Oh, Chicago pizza.
I think so.
That's
Chicago
a
style.
one and done kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Try
yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
We're
I like to have more than one piece of pizza. Like when it's too much, I like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like that's a meal. One,
Yeah.
I like
Sure.
like 3 pieces or so. So
Yeah, they're big.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah.
But you know, we had a bunch of people tune in.
Yeah.
Brian
Duke
Gerson
Grove.
saying sweeps is the best.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know who
Awesome.
this dude is. Fear no man, only God. That is someone's handle on it.
Stokes.
Is that who it is?
I think it should be Stokes.
He's saying historical. Happy birthday, Raiden. So
It
he must
should be.
know.
You have a picture of him?
No, it just got
Oh,
fear
just
no
his
man.
handle?
It just his handle is fear no
I
man,
think
only
it's-
God.
I think it's Stokes.
No shit. It's fucking.
He's,
Thanks, Stokes.
Yeah, he's huge in Chicago.
Subscribe and share, Stokes. Subscribe and share.
They have some tough motherfuckers out there. Bibbs and Antoine Bibbs. He's probably gonna kill me if I said that wrong. He's huge out there as well. He's a 185er. They got. Some,
It is Stokes, he said.
Yeah,
Nice.
Stokes, I knew it, I
Awesome
knew it.
name, bro. Awesome name.
Yeah, they got some killers out there, and I'm trying to convince them to come this way. But hey, they're
Bring 'em
ready
in
to
here.
go out there.
Bring him in here.
Just
Can he fit?
Don't let him be here.
Haha, I'm always here. I will be. Right?
Usually I'm the one that pisses
right.
people off.
I am the
It's
shit
not-
talker. I'm down. I'm a fucking asshole. What do you mean don't have me in here?
Awesome. Well, Amanda,
I know, right?
again, thank you
Different
for
out
taking
there.
the ride here. Great,
you.
great podcast.
Thank
Getting
you for
so
having
me.
much out of you here. Like I said, come down anytime. We'll chat again.
Yeah.
When you see Jake, tell him I'll be hitting him up.
Yeah, definitely.
Next week.
Next week.
I got
all right.
Thursday and Friday off again, so
All right.
I'll hit him up before that. But unless he wants to, call in next Wednesday night,
Yeah.
maybe I'll talk to him about
Yeah.
doing that because I don't want to bother him too close
Yeah.
to the fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's ready.
Yeah, tell him I'll be hitting him up
Definitely.
very soon.
Yeah, I'll
All right.
text him.
Well, with that said, thanks again.
Good
for
one.
a
Thank you
great
for having
night.
me.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great night.
Yeah, it
Fuck
was
yeah.
awesome. Great to hear everything you had to say, women's perspective of MMA.
Yeah.
It's very beneficial for everyone out there. So, congratulations, you, training
Thank you.
partners,
Yeah.
everyone supporting you, man. Good job out
Yeah,
there, people.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So, with
you for
that
having
said,
me.
follow the Room Podcast, Instagram, Facebook, New England MMA everywhere, and subscribe and share this channel. This is where I stream all the time. Wednesday nights always here. Trying to add a Tuesday night in here because the demand is high.
People wanna get in here.
Want to
Yeah.
get in there, talk shit. So it's the place to be.
Right.
So with that said, we out of here. Have a great week, people. We'll
Have a
see
good
you
night.
next Wednesday.
Adios.
Whoop.